Respected Principal Sir, the esteemed team from Ness Digital Engineering, Head of Departments, faculty and TPO, and my dear students, I am Tanisha Yadav from CSE Department at Stanley College of Engineering and Technology for Women. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome you all for this special session today. I would like to start the session by inviting the dignitaries. I request Harshita to warmly invite Ms. Sirisha, Senior Engineering Director at Ness. I now request Sanya to welcome Mr. Senthil, Senior Engineering Manager, to kindly come forward. I request Pranavi to welcome Mrs. Maithili, Engineering Manager at Ness. I request Snigdha to invite Kavita, Architect at Ness. I request Vaishnavi to invite Ms. Pavani, Architect. I request Charita to welcome Ms. Sharanya, Senior Engineer. I request Shivapriya to welcome Ms. Bhavani, Senior Manager. I request Harika to come forward to Ms. Sushma. Thank you. Talent Acquisition and an alumni from St. George. And now I request Charita to welcome Ms. Janapriya. Mrs. Janapriya, Senior Executive. Thank you so much to all our guests for joining us here. We are delightful that you graced us with your presence. It's truly an honor to stand here today and introduce a company that has been transforming digital landscapes across the world, Ness Digital Engineering. It's established in the year 1999. Ness has begun as a small group of tech companies, and over the years, it has evolved into a global digital engineering powerhouse, with its headquarters at New York. Today, Ness has expanded its footprints with offices and innovation hubs in North America, Europe, and India, employing thousands of skilled professionals who are passionate about building solutions that actually matter. In India, Ness has a strong presence in Bengaluru, Pune, Mumbai, and Hyderabad, with Hyderabad being one of its largest and fastest growing centers. What makes Ness truly stand out is its commitment to delivering end-to-end digital engineering solutions. Their services cover everything from digital advisory and platform engineering to enterprise software development and UX design, enabling their clients to stay ahead in this fast-evolving digital era. Ness partners with Fortune 1000 companies across industries like financial services, healthcare, manufacturing, media, and even government sectors. They have continuously strengthened their capabilities through strategic acquisitions, including Intercity for advanced data strategy, Raja Software Labs for cutting-edge mobile and web applications, Saw1 CRM for Salesforce solutions, and Risk Focus for capital markets engineering. One thing that actually impressed me about Ness is their focus on engineering ambition, not just for their clients, also their employees. They believe in empowering every individual to grow, innovate, and create solutions that impact real lives. Their teams work on modern technologies like AWS, IBM Cloud, Snowflake, Databricks, GraphQL, Spring, React, constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible in today's tech world. Their excellence has been recognized globally through awards like Everest Group's Peak Matrix Leader and multiple ATD Best Awards for learning and talent development. And did you know that Ness Digital Engineering is a part of KKR's portfolio? One of the world's largest investment firms. This reflects the strong trust and confidence that Ness commands globally. But beyond their technical expertise, what makes Ness a great place to work at is their culture of inclusivity, mentorship, and innovation. They combine the agility of a startup with the scale and impact of an enterprise, creating an environment where ideas are actually valued and learning never stops. At Ness, as Ness visits us today for their pre-placement talk, it's an incredible opportunity for all of us to know about their dream, their values, and how we all can be a part of their journey to build products that truly engineer ambition and transform the industry. I would like to pass it on to the Ness team. Thank you so much.
Yeah. It's already connected.
Just breathe a couple of minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
I wanted to know the girl's name who came here, who gave us an introduction, right?
Okay, okay.
What's her name? What's her name? Tanisha. Tanisha. Tanisha.
Before taking one couple of minutes for me.
Yeah, please. Yes, yes.
Good morning. Welcoming dignitaries from a great company, Ness Digital Engineering. Yes, architects, accelerators, integrators, product managers, and beyond. And you are in confusion about 2025 and upcoming 2026. We have seen that news of hiring and firing. Now, this is August gathering, particularly for your batch. Be optimistic. They are here to drive you. What is the company name? Ness. Ness Digital Engineering. Yes, they are, yes, exactly, engineering, driving you towards next level. They are here to drive you, engineer you towards next level. What is that next level? Yes, Stanley to Silicon Valley in this journey. They are here to drive you towards next level of AAA, next level of triple P, and next level of triple R. Triple P, what is the triple P? Performance, passion, package. They are here to show the right direction for you. Triple A also. Triple A, yes, exactly. Aptitude, attitude, altitude. Yes, they are here to drive you towards next level. ట్రిపుల్ ఆర్ ఇప్పుడు అడగకండి, తర్వాత మాట్లాడతాను ట్రిపుల్ ఆర్ గురించి. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.
Thanks, sir. Thanks, Tanisha, for your quick introduction. Now I'd like to go with our small introduction Ness video. Thanks, everyone. Now we do have our CEO Ranjit Tinaikar words here present for you.
Hello everyone, welcome to Ness, and I'm Ranjit Tinaikar, the Chief Executive Officer. Ness is a company of high-end software engineers, and in your day-to-day life, it's quite possible that you have touched or interacted with a piece of software that a Ness engineer has built over the last 25 years. For example, if you traveled by a mass transit system somewhere in the US or Europe, that automated passenger information system and fare collection system was built by Ness. If you go to a Hilton hotel room and put on your television set, well, that set-top box and the embedded software in it was built by us. If you use PayPal to make some payments, then there are pieces of PayPal that we built. So you've interacted with Ness without knowing it. But who are we? Well, we are a full lifecycle digital transformation specialist. Now, what does that really mean? Well, at the core of it is our core competence in product engineering. Ness started this journey in 1999 in Israel as a product engineering specialist, which is a complicated way to say that we used to build software for software companies like Microsoft, IBM, Oracle. Over time, those companies became bigger and started building their own software. And so we started serving other companies on building proprietary software to give them competitive differentiation. That's our specialty. Digital transformation specialist assumes that is the core backbone. That is necessary but not sufficient to be a digital transformation specialist. In order to do that, you need two more capabilities. You need to understand the business domain and you need to understand the digital technology. Business domain means a particular industry and within that a particular specialty. For example, financial services is the industry, but within that we may specialize in a domain like risk management or trading systems or core banking. Similarly, digital technology are the new cutting edge technologies like cloud, data, analytics that are transforming the world around us. Product engineering plus this capability in domain expertise and digital technologies is what makes us a digital transformation specialist. Well, now let's get to the second concept I said, full life cycle. Now what does that mean? Well, it comes from our product engineering heritage. Every product has a life cycle. It starts with discovery and design and then goes through actually building the product and then over a period of time sustaining it. We provide services to our clients across that life cycle. But as you go across that life cycle, the way you serve your client may be quite different. In the first 1 or 2 phases of the life cycle, which is about discovery, which means understand what the product requirements are, and then design, those are shorter, more consultative arrangements. And when it comes to building and then sustaining that product, that may be more engineering, long-term, big transformation programs of building new technology and platforms. Together, they become full life cycle, which in other words means at Ness, you could have 2 career paths. You could be a consulting professional, you could also be an engineering professional. If you're a consultant, then you need to specialize in either a digital technology like cloud or data analytics, or in a business domain like financial services or media entertainment. We serve 4 industries: financial services, media entertainment education, tech ISV, and manufacturing and transportation. And there are 5 digital practices that we have: cloud, data, experience design, intelligent engineering, and Salesforce. You want to be a consultant, you could practice any of these 4 industries or these 5 digital practices. But you could always want to be a world-class full-stack cloud-native engineer. And for that, you can have an engineering career path. We bring consulting and engineering career paths together for you, and that's how we have full life cycle. Well, the one thing that we value a lot about at Ness Digital Engineering is that we don't want to be like anybody else out there. There's a lot of firms that say we are in digital engineering. Well, the question in our minds is, what makes us special? What is our differentiation? And you should be able to articulate this to all your colleagues or your friends when you tell them you work at Ness Digital Engineering, most importantly to your customers. So here's what makes us different. 2 concepts. I use the word full life cycle digital transformation specialist. Both of these are the foundation for how we differentiate. When I said we are a digital transformation specialist, I said product engineering is necessary, but it's the domain specialization in a business and digital technology specialization that makes us a winning combination. We believe that differentiation lies at the intersection of business and technology. So the solutions that we take to market, the capabilities that we take to market are a combination of those. For example, people can write streaming solutions and people may be strong in media. There are very few people who can do video streaming platforms for media companies, which requires a knowledge of the business domain as well as the technology. There are many people who understand risk management and who also do AWS cloud. There are very few people who can do risk management and AWS cloud to do a risk management modernization program. That is the source of differentiation as a digital transformation specialist. But then our full lifecycle capability is also a differentiation. There are very few firms out there who combine the specialization of a consulting team plus an at-scale engineering team. We can come in right at the beginning of the life cycle of a product when it's in the design discovery stage, design it and hand it off to a large-scale engineering program that can go for years. And in those 2 respects, we truly are differentiated. There are very few companies in the world out there like us.
Now I would like to invite our Senior Engineering Director Sirisha Somayajla and our Engineering Manager Maithili Dharmavarpu to introduce and share the career building insights and to help bridge the gap between academics and industry expectations and also share growth opportunities for women in tech.
So how is the Josh? Very low, right? Again, let's do it. How is the Josh? So I'm. Once again, the final time. How is the Josh? Amazing.
Right.
You are all youngsters, come on, right? So, thanks. It is very energetic to see you all here. I am really happy. I think I feel privileged to be here and speaking to you all today. So, quickly, I want to understand from you all. Of course, engineers want to be in corporate, but then anybody who has a goal, right? I want to become this. Engineer is no more. You will anyways become in a year, right? So, any ambition, I want to become this. Do you have anybody like that? Beyond engineer word.
Any
Beyond
goal
software
setup?
engineer word. Any other word. You can shout. Entrepreneur. Amazing. Startup is on your name now. Anybody else? Yes. Product manager. Amazing.
That's good.
Amazing. What else? AI?
Research.
AI researcher. We need such focus and research people.
Right.
Cool.
That's it? Nobody want to say anything else?
It could be your short-term goal or your long-term goal.
Salesforce developer.
Good, good.
Cool. So the first important thing for all of you, I understand tomorrow you'll get back to your books and your exams and all, is identifying what is the purpose of all what you have studied and gone through the turmoil of your exams the 4 years. What is the purpose? What do you want to achieve? Right? I want to become X. Write it down. Figure that out first. Unless you have higher aspirations, there is no way you can reach them. Right? So, for me, I want to become a CEO now. Right? That is my aspiration. Now, I will automatically carve a path. How will I get there? Right? So, we all need to have such an aspirations. I asked my dad, who is coming from Indian Air Force military background. He is 70 now. What is your aspiration? He also has an aspiration. Right? It could be spiritual for his age. Without aspiration, we call ourselves dead. Right? So please write down what do you want to become, what is your ambition. It should be very higher one. Right? Now I think, how do we get there? I'll give some examples of how I have got through there, and then we can see how do we get there. In your career journey, now you are just getting educated. Down the line in your personal life, you will get a job, then marriage, then kids. Especially for women, it's a sinusoidal wave of career. It cannot be an accelerator or a line like this. There will always be lows, there will always be highs. When we know that there will be highs and lows, why don't we plan it appropriately? Right? Why are we messing up with our health, with our financial system, with our education system and our life and career, thinking that it will be rosy, it will be excellent, I will run a marathon with all sprinting. Right? If you have to run a marathon of 60 years, 70 years in your career, you have to plan it accordingly. Take equal pauses. Right? Now just understand when you will accelerate in the sinusoidal wave, when you will take a pause, which is very important for family, for kids, for entrepreneurship, for earning money, for health and wealth and well-being, and when you will run again. This is very important for all women here to understand your own wave. You can decide not to get married, fine. But you'll also have pets then. Or you'll have something else in your life. You need to dedicate time for something else other than careers. Right? Plan that properly. If not today, you know your 4 years you plan, I'll go to a movie in this time when exam is not there. And then I will do my exams. Then I will do this. You plan it, right? You have to plan your career. Without planning your career, it's impossible to achieve that. I have done that. I know in my starting stage when I have to run, but then I also know when to pause and take care. Then I said, this year, I might not aim for promotion. I will use it for learning, calming down, delivering what is needed in the office, but I will learn. I will do my studies. I will do my education. Education doesn't end here, right? So I'll do my education. Then I said, with all my certifications now, I will run again. Then I moved from tech lead to project manager, senior manager. Then again I saw, okay, now it looks like I hit a ceiling. What should I do? Then again I said, okay, I will run. I will go to a reputed college. I am doing my job, but I will do some executive education. And then I will run again. Right? So I think that wave, and then I will spend some, when I'm building a house, my own home, right? Then I thought, okay, now there is so much effort I need to put it in my home. Can I pause now and just deliver with all knowledge in my head? The next 6 months, I will deliver my work excellently. And then I will run again and rule the world later. It's very important that you understand your own personal life and your career wave. This is one message I want to pass on.
So yeah, so it's the, right, you're right, Sirisha. It's like, from the childhood we are actually brought up that way. From the childhood we are actually brought up that way. Study, keep your goals. Probably most of you would be having, but maybe you're not getting out right at the moment. But what I say is, the family, kids, everything happens by itself. We need not plan, like, okay, at 25 I have to get married, I have to do this after some time. It doesn't work that way in this era what we are right now, right? So you'll have to keep your long-term goal. Everybody will have the short-term goals, and you need to, the long-term whatever you keep, you have to prepare a plan for that, right? For every one of you. And you have to go by that plan. It's not that you just prepare a plan and it keeps going. You have to plan accordingly, get small success at a time, one by one, and then you'll definitely reach one day to your goal. And what I would like to say here is, add one point, our parents, you are done with your engineering now, you'll have to get married, go with your husband. So you have to have kids now. We are falling in this, unknowingly we are falling in this cycle, as Sirisha was saying. So all that is anyway done. So we should be keeping our all goals together, and we should set for we need to reach, like a couple of them are saying that they have to be a Salesforce developer, AI engineers, and right. So that's the first step. And plan to the peak, like CEOs also. I see a lot of, since you are stepping to the corporate world now, right? And you're very much interested in your examinations now. That's good. Complete those, write well, set your paths, and set for your long-term goals, right? Yeah, that's what.
So one more important thing which comes to me, right? Again, why these jobs, why this career? Everybody will have a different motivation. 5 whys is one principle which you might have heard, right? Ask a why 5 times. Why job? To earn money. Why money? You want to buy a house, shopping. Why that? Some satisfaction, right? So get to why do you want to have a job? Make it clear. In life, whenever problems come, this is my why. This is why I wanted to earn. Don't let your careers go down. It can pause, it can take slow and upright, but you will never give up. I think that is one promise today you will do to yourself, all your senior faculty who are here. In whichever stages in their life they have gone through, they still retained that passion that I will come here and deliver. And given an opportunity, they will deliver till their last day. Right, ma'am? So I think that is one promise which we have to do ourselves today. We will not give up on our career. Now that career can earn money, or it could be NGO, or it could be your own firm, it could be anything. But that career leading to passion, I think we should not give up. We see many women in younger engineering stages, but then all dwindle down when we go up the ladder. Do we see many CEOs women? Why? Right? I want to hear from you all, what challenges do you think women are facing that they are not able to reach the top today? Anybody? it,
You can.
Taking
care of their married life and stuff. Anyone else? Yeah. What does that mean?
Where men usually feel that they are superior to us, so we don't get as many opportunities as men do.
That's a myth. That's
Okay. Okay. Then anybody else who thinks, why are there no leaders on the top?
There's a hand there.
They are expected to do the household work, which like lowers their progress or slows down their progress.
Correct. Yes.
I'm the faculty here. Can I express? Yeah. So I means after being matured for so many years and having my personal and professional life, I think that if a supportive husband or better half is there, so most of all the female people can go to the CEO or even presidential level. So I feel that personally, if support is there at home, when sharing work or understanding or supporting in all ways, definitely most of us can even go to the CEO or presidential level.
Amazing. Yes, that is right. That is right.
Can I answer?
Yes, yes.
I think the world has progressed enough right now where women have the opportunities. But the problem is this women right now, they have this self-doubt where they don't believe they deserve that position. That's the problem.
Excellent
Exactly.
thought process, right?
Right.
So again, opportunity is not something who should give us, right? Why don't we grab it? I want this powerful group to grab opportunity, to snatch opportunity, to steal. And it should be there physically, mentally, right? So one example, again, I don't want to boast so much, but to be physically strong, fit and fine, and get this attitude to achieve. I do mixed martial arts and kickboxing. At the stage of 40 years, I still do that. It gives you one aggression that I want to hit it. I want to get there. I really don't want to hit anybody, right? But then if somebody messes me with me, I will, right? I want all my younger generation to be that way. Not necessarily tomorrow you roll up to kickboxing, but yeah, right? So I think opportunities, whether somebody gives or not, grab it. Now, what does it take to grab an opportunity is that positive mindset. You all are from excellent college right now. Stanley will give you opportunities there, and they are preparing you with all the skills needed. It's just that you need to grab it, voice it out, take it and achieve it. No self-doubt, excellently said, no self-doubt, no clutter in the head. Make it clean, make it clear, right? The other thing somebody said, right, you need to have a support system, excellent husband. Great, 80% of us might get there, 90% yes. There are chances that we might not have a family and a support system like that. Do we give up? No. Create one. Create your own support system. Friends, family, brother, sister, parent, pet. Create any ecosystem needed. If nothing, you are your own ecosystem. God has given enough of your mind, 2 eyes, ears, legs, hands to create your own biological ecosystem, then you will create your own ecosystem. I think that is the power which we want in all of us today, irrespective of any hurdles. I am enough to become a CEO all by myself, right? Or achieve your own goal, whatever you are. You need to take the support system whenever it is. You can't burn up your body. But if nothing is there also, don't give up, right?
Yeah. You need to think independently, right? Because we are all dependent on one or the other reason, like one or the other thing. Either parents or husbands or friends. We all like to be on a group. It's good to have independent decisions. Okay, only then whatever goals you have set, you will definitely, you can achieve those. So think independently. And every woman, in fact, even this has to be inculcated from the childhood, I'll say, from the schooling. If this happens, like by now, I think most of you are, looks good to see women being independent, taking independent, financially independent decisions, everything, right?
You hit the right note on financial independence. So what happens to us? When we are in normal pace, we say, yeah, money is important, I will go earn. When something emotional comes in our life, right? Partner, boyfriend, husband, kids, pets, plants, emotion overrides everything. That is how God has created us, and it is good to be that way. But there is a subtle line which is always drawn, that money is also important to me. I do value money so that it stays with me, it grows with me, so that I can donate it to somebody else. Right? Financial is very, very, very important, especially in the times of emotional decision. Take a balanced decision. I don't mean to say you become too much selfish, more money minded, but take a balanced decision, because today you all know money is important, right? Especially when you don't have a support system, you get it through money. You pay something, you have a maid as a financial support system. You don't have anything, you need money to replace it, right? Use your brain to the ones which cannot be replaced by money, and rest all buy it with money. Right? Use your knowledge and skill and talent in those things which money can't buy. But then during your tough times, remember these things, which is not today, tomorrow, down the lane, 5 years in your career, 7 years in your career. When this decision takes, that you emotionally take a decision, quitting is not an option. There will always be a pause. Don't quit. Figure out the right decisions at that point in time. Right? Financial is very important. I think this is one point which I wanted to drive. And to get there, have a longer mileage, learning. It doesn't end here. Again and again I'm saying, it could be in form of certifications, it could be in the form of courses, it could be in the form of regular daily learning, YouTube learning. Please don't stop learning. At every stage, if somebody wants to become a product manager, there is a different learning path for you other than engineering. Right? You have to understand how products think, how products market, how a product is built, how a domain or an industry is there to use this product. Amazon as a platform, how is it attracting all these people? There are buyers on the platform, there are sellers on the platform. How is it operating in such a good way? Think about it, dissect it. I have a simple example like dairy milk as a product, right? Initially, if you know, a very long time before, only the seniors can understand, you can go and look at the ads, very old ads. It used to be an ad between a boyfriend and a girlfriend giving a dairy milk, right? It was only an expression of love, dairy milk. Then only those people were eating dairy milk. Kuch swaad hai zindagi mein is what they used to call. Then after that, they replaced it with kuch meetha ho jaye on Diwali. They replaced all audience of boyfriend, girlfriend to everybody who is celebrating the festival. Your target audience has increased. You have increased your business. Dairy milk is still the same. Some flavors are coming in it. That's it. Understand the mindset of the people and the product. Right? Those are the skills example. And then they went to next level. Right? You have dairy milk for everybody. Different flavors of dairy milk. Now 5-star says do nothing, eat 5-star. Right? For nothing also you eat. I think that is the mindset for products. For entrepreneurs, very different learning. Learning doesn't stop at your tech skills here. Whatever your ambitions are, for entrepreneurship, for leading an organization, a very different mindset is needed. You need to have learning. Learning is again one thing. Every 6 months, I personally, if I don't learn, I feel suffocated, choked. I'm like, I can't breathe. I'm not learning anything in the last 6 months. I think that should be there. I know now you're writing exams and all, you are bored right now. Take a pause after your exams, but then don't stop it. Right? Learning should be continuous. This is one thing which I wanted
Same
to
thing,
share.
learning, right? As you're saying, we need, in corporate, like it's important to upgrade ourselves, right? So, we will be down in the list where even in a group we can't talk anything if we are not learning anything new. So it's important to upgrade yourself time to time. Keep your, for every quarter, learn a course. Okay, try to implement that in your regular activities. Whatever technologies you're aiming to. keep a short term again for per year, keep a course that needs to be completed, even per quarter, one course to be completed. So that way you can actually be out of the crowd. You will definitely stand out of the crowd. Yeah.
Yep, excellent point, right? So I was also thinking when driving yesterday, going home, I was thinking one example. And last month also I was thinking same example. I was looking for options where all business is converted to platforms. You understand platform, right? Like Amazon. There are buyers, there are sellers, so that's a platform. Then I was thinking, okay, Licious is there, non-veg is also converted, Big Basket is there, or vegetables are converted, milk is converted, Country Delight is converted. All are moving from products to platforms. Then what is not yet converted? Does any business come to your head which is not yet converted from product to platform? Product is like Colgate. Platform is like somebody is having a interim person having a platform like a Dias, and all pastes come and sell their paste products there, and all buyers will say, I want Colgate, I want Close Up. That's a platform. Multi-vendor, multi-seller, multi-buyer product is a platform, right? Then everything else in this world is so, all startup people, entrepreneur people who want to get their mindset should be like this. Every day, cars, right? Coming all cars in one place, platform, Policy Bazaar, all, everything is platform right now. Now what is not there in platform? I was thinking myself. And then I thought, this dhobi business, laundry business, right? It is not yet platform. I still need a local person to come and iron my clothes or, dry clean my clothes or whatever. Then my thought came, why nobody has converted this into platform yet? So your brains, I want you to work on applicability of whatever you are learning like this. Otherwise, it's of no use having all your learnings 80%, 90%, 99%. Understand the applicability of whatever you are learning, and that makes sense. Use it in your regular day in, day out thought process. That will make sense. And I think down the lane, 3 months or 6 months, this dhobi business will also become platform. But yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, along with the learning, the speed that the technologies are emerging, to catch up that you need to be very fast. By the time you complete one course, you will be landing up to a new course. And we do not have time to implement that as well. So the sooner you learn the new courses and you're implementing, you get that benefit actually. You see that. So yeah, it's very good to it's good to learn new things. It's good to learn faster, not just learning. Learn faster and try to implement faster. Yeah.
I think this is a very logical through to our panel who are all techies here, right? Who doesn't like what I'm speaking, but then they are all, come on full stack, come on networking, so come on database. Those are the next people whom you will hear. I think we'll hear. It's a logical on how we learn and what is important when fast changing, and also excellently when sir said firing is so much going on. Why this firing is going on when you can't pace with what is going on in the market, right? We'll touch base all those. I think there's a logical next to a panel discussion which we have, right? Okay.
I think before we go to the panel discussion, Sirisha, we would like to hold a small quiz to engage the audience, and we want them to take away some goodies from us. Are you all ready? Yes. No sound. Come on, girls. The roof has to go. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, to make this session a bit interactive, we planned a short quiz as Bhavani said, and let's go with a couple of questions now. Now, in this quiz, I'll be asking questions, and whoever knows the answer, just respond raising their hands and do not shout the answers out. I'll pick you there to answer. So, my first question is, which SQL command creates a new table? You should not shout out the answers.
Girls,
please.
there are goodies for each correct answer.
Yeah.
So please do not shout out. That's what she
If you
said.
need goodies,
so
you should
hold
not.
on. Just raise your hand. I'll come there.
Yes.
She raised from here, so I'll give a chance.
Can you please say your name?
My name is Tarani.
Okay. Shalini?
Tarini.
Tharini. Okay. The answer is?
Create table command.
Very nice. Command, say the exact command.
Create table name.
That's Create.
No. Acha,
It's partially correct. One more.
Create table, table name.
Very good.
Semicolon.
Yeah.
My name is Divya, and the answer. So create table, table name, and in parentheses we have to add what type of data type we are entering with the spaces we are going to have for them, and we close it with close parentheses.
Very close.
Like with a semicolon, like a close parenthesis and a semicolon.
One more try.
No.
Ma'am, create table, table name, and again the parenthesis, data type, and the name of the columns, the attributes, separated by comma, and again close it with parenthesis and semicolon.
Correct.
Null, yes sir, null. Yes, a foreign key, all that.
Yeah. Yeah, please come on today for yoga.
Congratulations, Vidya.
And moving to next question, what is supervised learning in AI?
Okay, I think we'll go for Tarini because
Tarini.
yeah.
She gave it right? I would like to go with Tarini.
Supervised learning, basically when we train a machine, we give it a training set, and then based on the class, based on that training set, it will analyze and then give the data into class labels.
Excellent answer. Come on, Tarini, collect your goodie.
Come on, please come on to the ass. Congratulations, Tani.
Girls, listen to the next question.
Okay. Now, I would like to go with the question. LLM stands for?
So many.
Wow,
hands raised.
so many. Okay. Whom do you want to pick, Sharanya?
I want to go with green color dress.
Okay, here.
From here. Your name, please.
Large language model.
Okay, she's already on the answer mode. Go ahead.
My name is Snigdha. Large language models is the answer.
Can you go with an explanation?
ChatGPT can be the example of large language model which converts a text in text and give us the answer. We can talk with that.
Another try.
Okay, she's getting nervous.
We'll go this side.
This side, Sushma, here we have. She's. Your name and then the answer.
Tina Prashanti, ma'am.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tina.
Large language models are a special type of artificial intelligence which is used to understand and generate human-like language. So they are basically made up of deep learning and transformer architecture. Example ChatGPT, Cloud and Gemini.
Good one.
Okay, we will give it to you. Come on, Tina.
Come on, please come on to dance. Congratulations. And now, after having all these sessions, now I would like to invite our architects, Kavita and Pavani, to share, to introduce and share their insights on front end and back end.
Okay, so hi, I'm Pavani. There's my slide. I'm architect and I have around 18 plus years of experience and almost 2 years of gap in my career. So as Sirisha and Maithili were mentioning, right? So if you plan also, sometimes it might demand few breaks, okay? And it's not over, so never quit. Even I would like to re-emphasize, never quit. And
Okay, I will introduce myself. So, yeah, hi everyone. So, my name is Kavita Kundana. So, I'm been into this financial domain from starting of my career. So, I'm having around 14 years of experience. I have pursued my master's in computer application from the Kakatiya University. So I'm being part of the Ness from the past 5 years. As everyone is emphasizing, right? Even I do have a gap with a 14 years of experience. I do have a gap of 2 years experience where my family meets a demand of having a break to take care of my child. So plan accordingly, and I come back with a greater force, because the 2 years what I did is I completely learned with the latest technology. First is I worked with the .NET technology, so there was a huge technical evaluation, like we moved to MVC, so I upskill myself in that time, and later I come back with the force. So plan accordingly, that I again re-emphasize. So it is for every woman, it is must, we will do that. So don't demotivate, acha, I'm taking a break, I can't, again how to get back, did the industry accept when I come back to the industry? Yes, they will accept, because as part of them we have many challenges and sometimes we need to take a break. It is okay, and they will allow. We don't have a doubt on that.
And one more thing, I would like to appreciate the girl who said no self-doubt. So that is the point everyone should get into the brain. I mean, first point you should have it. As a woman, there are many challenges. Okay, so even many means every one of us know, but yeah, so don't quit and don't doubt yourself. Grab opportunities, Sirisha mentioned, right? So just keep that in mind and be focused. So that is what as a whole on like attitude wise, which we would like to re-emphasize, and we would like to get into the technical related information that we would like to share with you. Yeah, so you all saw the video from our CEO, right? Sanjay. Hope you all followed it and understood at least a bit of it, right? Okay, so this is like everyone knows, but we just wanted to show you where usually Ness is having so many clients, and most of them, a major part, I mean big clients are from financial services, and there are very important factors which as a architect or as a developer, when you are entering into the IT world as a developer, which we will have to focus on while doing a line of code. First point we should be in my mind, there are few important things that you should consider. So we will get to that later. But next slide, Kavita. So you might have seen this slide already, right? All of you know what full stack is, right? Or anyone who doesn't know what full stack is?
Answers.
Anyone who doesn't know full stack is?
Full stack? What is full stack? Anyone, please? Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Right.
So why do you think full stack is important? Is it important? First question. Why?
Good morning, ma'am. Full stack is important because any platform or any application, everything has to have complete functioning, which includes front end, back end. And without the data, the front end doesn't work. Without the front end, the back end doesn't work. So everything is interrelated.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So, okay. So full stack means that all the technologies that are going into an application which you are usually using every day, day to day, each and every application that you see, they are having full stack. I mean, development wise we speak full stack development, but the technologies used there in each and every application will be a full stack. Just to make you relate directly, right? You all might have studied this dispersion of light, white light and spectrum. You see only one light, right? So how many colors, I mean how many in the spectrum, how many are there? So apart from these three, there are many other important things as well, right? Which you will have to understand and learn. But this is kind of a skeleton which you must learn. As a software, as a computer science student, choose whatever full stack you want, but full stack development you should, it's a must, okay? It's a prerequisite as a computer science engineering. You must understand and learn this one. And after this, you will have to learn many other things, very like the things which are powering all these applications like cloud, DevOps, and many other wings are there, which they are also mandatory, okay? Got what full stack is, right? I mean, I know you all know. I'm just trying to make it more easier to remember, okay? Yeah. Okay. I think you have seen many full stack are there. You can choose whatever you want.
You want to emphasize fan?
Not needed. I mean, I already Kavita mentioned, right? So she started with .NET. Even I started with VB6. And I hope at least one of you might have heard about VB6 before all .NET. Okay, so before all .NET, first technology in 2005, VB6. Then .NET came. Learnt it. Then Oracle. Learnt it.
SQL.
Then SQL Server after Oracle. Both are similar, so learnt it. Again later MVC, ASP.NET MVC, learnt it. Okay, then what? Angular JS, learnt it. Then Angular, learnt it. Then again Knockout JS, learnt it. Now Java, React.
So we both
MongoDB, you come, whatever technology you come. So that is what attitude should be. We are speaking about the learning mindset, okay? So if you know the pattern of learning, you can adapt anywhere. Whatever technology is not constant, it is going to change many times. You might fix that I'll be Java full stack now, or maybe Min or MERN, but no guarantee. In coming 1 or 2 years, it might change. Never know.
Every year the technology is changing continuously. It is evolving as like a full fast.
So anyone can guess why this transition, why technology is changing so fast? Just think about why so many technologies are there. One is there already, no? Everyone can go and work on it, no? There are many factors due to which technology changes.
Hello ma'am, good afternoon. My name is Pranita. So I think there is this rapid change in technology because of the needs of us and the dependency of us on the technology for whatever we require, be it a small thing like food delivery. We are depending on apps like doing exercise or counting our calories, everything we are depending on technology right now. So I think it's based on our requirements. That is.
Okay. Yeah, so that is one point of it. From our personal perspective, how we are using the apps and all. But how the world is running, right? There are many parameters which our economy is linked to, right? So even you might have, I mean, all of us are aware how many scams are going on now, right? Why? There is some point where the weak connection where it is broken and then security breach is there, it is gone. Okay? So when we are developing an application, we will develop it based on the user's requirement. User will say, okay, I need this user interface like this, and this is the functionality, and we will develop. But we will, if you don't consider to make it secure, this is the breaking of chain, okay? So there's a weak point where it is breached and it is gone. And that is one trigger where, okay, so this is the area where Java is strong, okay, security ways. Even if you have Mean, MERN and so many things are there, why is Java still relevant? This is one of the reasons. right? So this is one parameter. And also, while for the developers, when you are developing, if you choose .NET or say, if I take VB6, it used to take years together to develop a small application. Okay, so there is a pain point for the developers whenever there is COBOL. I don't know how, I mean, I'm sure you might not know it. Even if you skip a semicolon in your syntax, it will show you thousands of compilation errors. So that is how the next technology came in. Took this pain point, and there is an evolution of technology. There is a new version of it, or maybe there is a better framework or a software which is coming in, right? So that is how it will evolve. So don't fix for any particular technology that I'm going to be in it and forever. You start with something, you end up somewhere. Okay, so just understand what full stack is. If you know that skeleton, you can easily learn whichever comes in your way. Whichever project you go in, it demands to learn something else, you can learn it. It's not that difficult if you know the fundamentals.
So when it comes to front end, right, basic structure what we have to understand. So when it takes to the front end, first the HTML is the key, the tags, how the styles, the CSS, how the design to be looked on the web application or any application that we do. And also, and the JavaScript, like as the technology is evolving, right? Previously when we started the development, it is a JavaScript. So the answer, the question, right, why technology is evolving. So JavaScript is a basic structure, but on the top there was the React, all these were developed based on those libraries only. So that is where you can easily plug in the code and you can create an object, or you can render an object, and you can manage the state, session, values, everything, right? So this is why every time the technology is evolving to make the developer's life easy and but easy to go to the market. How early we are going to the market, because nowadays, right, there is a very faster trend that the market is very fast. Who comes early to the market, they have a great opportunity to sell their products or anything. So that it is on our responsibility as a developer how early we can develop the project and go to the production. So that's the reason why the technology is evolving. These are the basic we should keep in mind. And there is also example, even when you take a Java, right, internally it is also adding more libraries and more enhancement, even in the security, as Pavni rightly mentioned. The security is very important for enterprise level applications. That is why the Java is mainly considered as one of the prominent technology in the IT industry.
One second, Kavita. Yeah. So just one, I'll just relate this UI, right? When you download any application, okay, so say in your mobile application, what are the things that you look for? UI, you should like the user interface, color combinations, or maybe the usability as well, right? So that is the work that this thing does, front end does, okay?
CSS is
okay.
Basically the style.
So now you like the UI and then you are trying to do some search or some order or something, right? You click on order and it is rotating, like progress bar is there forever. Do you like it? Do you use it next time? So there comes the work of backend.
So here the backend, right? Why is backend mainly? What are the concepts that we have to focus in the backend? First, try to understand what you have taught in your colleges, the basic core concepts that is very useful in the IT industry as a programmer. So one is that OOPS. OOPS is not only specific to Java, it is throughout. Even when you take a .NET, we have an OOPS. Even when you act a React application, it has an OOPS concepts. So everything is on OOPS, that we should understand. So the basic fundamentals is most, I don't want to explain everything what is OOPS. I think you have so much content in the internet you can learn. Okay. So multi-threading, why is multi-threading? So understand, why is multi-threading important? Whenever there is a parallel calls has to be happen, then we use a multi-threading, right? So understand why it is where is the applicability of multi-threading happens in the real applications. And also exception handling. One is the greater mechanisms, right? Here, as a developer, you should debug. That is very important for any developer. You understand the importance of debugging. Whenever there is an issue, or even at the time of your development, you need a debugging. How you are actually writing a code, how actually you are handling the exception, so you can log somewhere, and when it time needs, like you don't have any production defect or anything, so you can track them and analyze them. So exception handler is most important thing. So these are the basic, right? Whenever an application development, consider these as very important at the time of your development. Also try catches, everything. So that is one. And even, right, when you take Java, you know, DB connection, when Java started, right, you know how to make a connection with DB? What are the steps? How do you connect to DB from Java? Have you have knowledge on Java? So how do you connect to DB? Do you know that? From the Java to DB. JDBC, yes. So what JDBC do? We generally establish a connections and write a query, right? But when it comes to ORM, it will work for you. So you don't want to create a connection. When we started a development as a developer, so we used to create a connection, establish a connection, then we have to write a query, then we have to open a connection, then establish write a query, then we have to close the query. So we used to do manually, because the memory management is also very important. Nowadays everything is in cloud. So every call, every DB connection, everything is cost for you. So while writing a code, it is very important, like how you are effectively writing a code. So if you think your career in a development, think all these aspects. Okay.
One addition, I mean, just an example here, as we are talking about the ORM, right? This is the good example for evolution of the technology. Earlier, all those steps Kavita was mentioning, we used to do manually. Okay, now there is a framework for it. So that is a pain point which, you know, people used to, like, whenever you are doing manually, something is prone for error, and you know, something might go wrong in live production. So these are the tools which came up later and integrated into various backend technologies. Not only Java, even .NET also has something similar. So that's the reason, if you know what that technology or what the tool will do, then the same tool, similar tool will be, one will be there for Java, one will be there for .NET, one will be there for PHP, or like any other technologies that you use. Similar tool will be there. So you can use that pattern of learning, apply everywhere.
That is how, yeah, it is evolving.
And yeah, so multi-threading and exception handling. So all these things, I hope you already got these concepts in your subjects, right? So you might be preparing it just in the point of view of an examination, but that's not there. Each and every hour we will go through that. As a software developer, whenever you write a line of code, that will be there. And you will be facing so many errors. So how do you understand that error? Look at that error, it will tell you what the problem is. Read it, understand it, then you will get the clue. Even if you don't, then there is support over internet. So that is the main thing we do. You know, most of the times, whenever you are writing code, it will not work at first shot, right? Obviously, syntax error, okay, clear it. Then run it, some compilation error, okay, clear it, run it, there is some logical error, identify it, apply your brain there, identify it, then run it again. That is how we do developments. These are not just the concepts, please don't ignore those fundamentals. That's what we want to emphasize in this part.
It stuck one funny thing to me, you know. When I used to have a senior in office, and I was working just beside him, sitting there and working. And he used to like code, and he's very senior to me. I was a team member at that stage. And he used to suddenly say like this, you know, oh my God. Then I'm like, what happened? He used to say, the code is slapping me, right? There is an emotional connection between he and code which is happening, and it slapped him, and he's trying to understand why the code is slapping him. The error is that much emotionally. So once you connect with the error, again, exceptional handling. I don't want 404s or basic exception we think. I don't want you to be at mediocre level that I handled all exceptions. No. The extreme exceptions which can happen once in a while, catch them. Right? Because that once in a while, now you know the population, the number of people using, that once in a while is going to happen, and trolling, you know, once it happens, your applications will be told big time that you have down the application. Whatever you think once in a while, because of the huge population, you know the probability, right? The probability is going to happen because the population is huge. So exception handling is not basic mediocre exception handling. Think those edge cases. And then please connect with code emotionally and get it slapped, you know.
I want to add here, Shirisha, actually, the best one. Yeah, when we think exception is like 404, 401, but in the real time, right, the null exception is 1.
No, 404 is very good. Okay, so it's like a best friend. You just understand what it is. But there are other exceptions which, you know, no clue what is happening.
Yeah, true. The null exception, we ignore those sometimes, right? But it actually breaks your flow and it impacts the business level. It's really...
Yeah. So these are the things.
All those.
So these are the things which seems to be very silly at college, but they are very important. Okay. So, and one more thing to add here, right? Whenever we are doing, especially backend, we should combine it with cloud. We cannot ignore cloud here. Backend and cloud go hand in hand. Maybe it will be too much for you guys, but I'm just saying one thing, right? You all might have heard about like Flipkart crashed on some sale. What happened? They were not ready for that much of traffic. Users.
Number of users were more, right? Whenever we have Amazon like deals, right, everyone will log into the application. Then the number of incoming requests, right? So there is no enough server, the traffic that it cannot handle. So that's where the cloud plays.
Okay, so there are many cloud services which will help us with this. So that is the next part of it. So once you understand how to develop a backend, create a service, expose it, and then call it from the user interface. I mean React.js or any other JavaScript. Call it and see. Now this is front end, that is back end. Okay, there is a connection between these two. Now in the back end, when you do back end, then comes into the picture connecting to the databases.
Yeah. So as part of this, just we want to explain the flow of how from the UI to backend flow. You want to explain? Okay. Let's say, so do you understand how the flow works from the front end to the back end? So if you want, I can reiterate. Just from the UI, right, we will hit a call, right? So then that request goes to the API service, right? So you are using an external facing API call. Okay, this API call is generated with the Java application. Okay, where Java will render the response in the form of JSON object, where you will read the JSON and display in the UI. This is the basic structure from the UI to the Java. But what happens in the service Java application to the backend? It makes a call to the database, establish a connection and make a call, and it fetches the data. Whenever the logics, everything, right, it will write in a Java application and it will render to the service. So at this time, the security is very important, right? You are exposing, it's a very crucial application, very critical application where it has very confidential information. Okay, but if you don't put proper security on an API call, then anyone can hack that data and use the data, and we can lose the data and any vulnerabilities may happen, right? So it is very important while you are developing the security related concepts. And we actually at a time of deployment, right, we actually have some tools where we at every production deployment we will check the security vulnerabilities. You want to add?
There is one more slide.
Yeah, you want to.
No, continue with database.
Okay. So database.
Any questions so far? If you have any, we can take it up towards the end as well. But if you think you can discuss now, you can come up with the questions.
So maybe questions we'll take after some time. I want you all to be active and answer few questions from your current scenarios. Okay, you all have started doing your internships and projects, right? How many of you all have used Java as a backend and did a project? Oh, there. So can you just tell us what you have done? we will also get to hear from you.
Myself, Siddhi. So I have done my internship in one startup and I used Java for backend purpose. We used MVC structure, model view controller, where we took data from the backend and we used it in our project. So one of my project is task management project, in which I used IntelliJ to run all my codes, and I built a MVC structure which is connected to a SQL database, in which whenever we run the Spring Boot, I used Spring Boot Maven, in which whenever we run the the program, the localhost website is opened, where you can give the login. Password is already given. Then we can log in into the specific database. Like this is nothing but, as ma'am said, all the data should be protected. So the specific password, if you enter it, you can only get into the data. So that is how you can get all those tables and all those queries. You can add and you can edit it. Only the people who knows the password can get into it.
Excellent, excellent, Siddha. So I think that you all were able to connect what Pavani and Kavita were speaking, right? Regarding your regular projects and interns, what you're doing. Is there anything that you people want to specifically call out of your college? You have built a project and given the output. Anybody here who built a small project? Come on, girls. It can be anything. It can be a silly thing also. Maybe you moved your cursor from one side to other side. Anything it can be. You tried, and even if you failed also, it's okay. Maybe if you have failed, panels are here to correct you, to say, where you went wrong. Small project. Yeah. Oh, here. Shushma, here we have. There are two girls here. Even if you have failed, please call it out so that, our panels can say where you would have done better.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Vaishnavi. So I've done a project where it is hand gesture detection with AI. So it actually, when we show a specific gesture with our hands, it clicks a photo. And I also created a virtual mouse, like with only your hand gestures, you can operate your laptop or your PC. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Big round of applause. What's your name?
Vaishnavi.
Vaishnavi, yes. Anyone else? I think here.
So we created a minor project for object detection. It's like lost and found portal. So in that, by using the campus CC cameras, we'll be detecting the object. So all the stuff are connected with the backend.
Very good. Good. Your name?
Snigdha.
Snigdha. Wow. Nice job, Snigdha. So you all are related to a technology. Okay. A small question here. Our panels were telling that, what is the basic fundamental you should know to acquire the latest technologies, right? They also told about you that, technologies keep coming. For example, there was COBOL, VB.NET. Then again, there is .NET. Then there is Java, which is taking up. Now you see AI, which is coming up. So you all heard what our panels told. What is your fundamentals to acquire these technologies? You need not stick to one technology, right? You heard that from them. So can anybody here tell me what did the panel say that, what is the basic fundamentals you need to know to catch up on the latest technologies? Here, someone, I think the last.
Good morning, good afternoon, ma'am. This is Pranita.
Hi, Pranita.
So initially the panel, when they started discussing this, told us about full stack development. So we have to be well versed with one of the database development languages like SQL and front-end development and back-end development related languages. For back-end, possibly Java, because it helps in maintaining security well.
Okay. Thank you, Pranita. Okay. not sure if maybe some of them would have read in news. Can you all just give me an example, which is the company which was very slow in picking up the technology which was in the market and it failed miserably? The company which was little very slow to catch up the speed of the market, the technology which came in, and it failed. Anybody? One goodie if you answer this. The company which was very slow in catching up the emerging technology and they failed miserably in the market. No. They were actually the leaders. There are many. Maybe I want to hear one. They are very big they were very big leaders in the market. Okay, Sushma, there you have one.
It was IBM from the part that I read in.
No, IBM is still there.
Ma'am, I want to guess Microsoft because recently they had an attack, all the systems got crashed, there was a cyber attack. So there was no proper security.
Yeah. Yes, it's a temporary. Right. There you have Sushma. Maybe when you were kids, you would have used.
Ma'am, Nokia.
Yes, that's the right answer. Good. What's your name?
Ruchita, ma'am.
Sorry?
Ruchita.
Ruchita. Ruchita, come collect your goodie. So, someone here had the similar answer? Nokia. Any other? BlackBerry. Our panel wants the goodies, girls. So, no.
Ma'am, BlackBerry.
BlackBerry, right. Any reason? I mean, you can tell me the reason?
See, they were so slow, they can't catch the technology.
Right. Yes. So I think we'll select two of them, BlackBerry and Nokia. Please come. Please collect your goodies.
Please come on to the desk, please.
So I think Sharanya is eagerly waiting to have another set of questions, quiz questions. Time for you all to collect more goodies. Come on, girls, raise your hand. No mass answers, you will lose your prize.
Yeah. Do not shout out your answers. If you shout, you're going to lose your goodies. Chalo, let's jump back with our quiz with some few more questions. And now the question is, what does the virtual DOM do in React?
Here, we have someone here, Shushma. I think audience in the front.
So basically in React, whenever there's a changes made in the application, it changes it in the virtual DOM, and whatever changes are there, only those changes are updated in the actual DOM.
So ideally, it's a partial correct, of course. Ideally, it improves the performance. Okay.
Kirtana.
Give a big round of applause, girls. Come on.
So, did everyone understand the answer? No. I'll just give one example. I like giving examples. So you might, most of us played this jigsaw puzzles, right? Jigsaw puzzles. Okay, so when you are playing it, when you are arranging it, you will arrange quite a few. 30% is done. Now you find one card. What will you do? You sometimes might have to shuffle, but you know where to place it. What will you do? You will just place it there. Only that piece. You will not erase everything and do from the beginning, right? So same thing, whatever virtual DOM is doing in React.js. So only render that piece of that DOM. Okay, so only update that piece where it is changing. Don't touch the entire DOM.
Yeah. Thanks, Pavani, for your example. Please collect your video. Congratulations. And now the next question is, which keyword is used to inherit a class in Java?
Easy question.
I'll give it very easy. Sushma. Please say your name.
Sai sorry. Sai Jyotika.
Hi.
Extend keyword.
Very good. Correct answer.
Please come and collect your name.
Please collect your
Sai
goodies.
Jyotika.
Sai Jyotika, yes.
Congratulations, Jyotika.
Nice smiles.
So, going to next question. What is the use of primary key in database?
Oh, Sushma, yeah. She was the first one. Oh, we have even Pradeep sir raising his hand for the goodies.
So a single attribute which actually only if we refer to that single attribute it can say about the whole record. So it actually without that primary key we can't able to see that record as a unique one.
What is the primary key used in database? Okay, we use it.
Uniqueness.
Primary, yes.
A more.
It uniquely specify what the thing that we are data record lo. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead.
It's okay. In the data record, it will be uniquely specifying what we are looking for or searching for.
Yes.
Sharanya
It's uniquely
convinced.
identified.
Sharanya, you have to convince Sharanya. Sharanya.
Yeah, more.
I think in the last you can give a chance. There is one.
Janapriya, you want to answer?
In simple terms, primary key is used when we want to describe, when we want to give unique values. That's it. Like when a value cannot have two or more like duplicate values, we use a primary key.
Yeah, uniquely identifies.
Okay, there is someone here. Sushma, there's someone here. She's like sitting down and trying to raise her hand. We are not able to see her.
It uniquely identifies.
For primary key, the value that we're going to give is not supposed to be a missing value. Like we cannot keep a null value or have any duplicate to it. For example, our roll numbers. It is unique to every single person. Based on it, it gives us information about the person. So.
It uniquely identifies a column. Primary key uniquely identifies a column. So that column is used to identify, is used to separate users from other users, basically. So as she said, roll number.
No.
Ma'am.
More.
Primary key. Primary key. The column which has primary is given as primary key cannot have duplicates because it is unique.
Yeah, it's uniqueness.
It identifies each record in the table. Uniquely identifies each record in the table.
Exactly correct.
Wow. Yeah.
Come on, collect your goodie.
So finally, who's the winner? What's your name?
The one from back.
Ruchita, ma'am.
Ruchita. Okay, Ruchita, come on, take your goodie. Pavani, you can give Ruchita. Okay, I think raising hand, now we are not able to see. This time we will ask someone for the girls to stand up. Whoever stands first will get an opportunity.
Yes, exactly.
Okay?
Thanks. And now we'll jump back with a few other questions in some time. Now I would like to invite our senior engineering manager, Senthil, to discuss regarding database. Welcome, Senthil.
Don't worry, girls, we'll be back with the quiz questions. Okay?
You can connect. Maybe there. Hi everyone, good afternoon. Hi everyone, good afternoon. I'll change it. I know. Thank you, Ness Management, and I would like to thank the college for giving me this opportunity. Okay. So I'm going to cover database technologies in this talk. So what all databases you people are familiar with? Can you name some of the technologies? SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server, okay. MongoDB. PL SQL is a language, okay. What else? H it? No. Okay. That's all. I think not much. Oracle. Okay, so let me introduce myself. I have 26 years of experience. I joined in March in 1999, and I studied BE Mechanical Engineering in Madurai, Tyagaraja College of Engineering, and ME Production Engineering in Chennai, College of Engineering, Gindi, Anna University. And then I joined IT company during campus interview, and now 26 years. And I worked on Oracle, PostgreSQL, Cassandra, HBase, Sybase, Big Data, Hadoop, Hive, Spark, all these technologies, and AWS Cloud Platform. And coming to personal interest, last 1.5 years I'm playing badminton, and also I have a lot of interest in stock market, mutual funds, investing, and all that. Okay. So this is my experience with database. So we have Oracle. When I started, we started with Oracle 8, and then later 8i in 1999, and now we have 23C. In our project, we are using Oracle 19C. And I worked on Postgres in 2015, version 9.3. Latest version is 17, Postgres 17. And next, we delivered a project in MS Access, Microsoft Access. We did one project for a financial services customer, and they used to have a laptop. They will carry the laptop to the client side. Those days, we don't have internet connectivity like today. Wi-Fi and all was not that popular, so they had entire application in the laptop. So we had MS Access database, forms also built in MS Access, but that was a complex project, challenging project. We successfully delivered. So that is one of the databases. And then in 2015, I use Spark SQL. That's not a traditional database when you compare Oracle or PostgreSQL. These are mainly used for OLTP and all. Hive is used for analytical use cases. Spark also analytical use case plus ETL and all that. But what you need to understand, again when I started in 1999, early 2000s, we started with Visual Basic, Power Builder, Oracle Forms. Those days it's called Developer 2000. So that was all the front-end tools. A client-server model. We used to have Oracle database, front-end built in either VB or Oracle Forms, even Power Builder. So later we had this entire architecture, right? We had a database, browser, and then we had JSP, right? Multi-tier, MVC architecture. Now we have Angular, React.js, so many products are there, right? What you need to understand, even though the front-end and back-end technologies have changed, database has remained unchanged. We are still using Oracle. That is the #1 database used in our client site. So we are still using 19C in production. Majority of the applications run on Oracle 19C. So it is very, very important, and front and back end change, but the database doesn't really change. For the last 30 to 40 years, it is still relevant even today. Relational database is quite popular and still the most prevalent in the industry. Even though we had no SQL movement in last 10 years or 12 years, but still a majority of the people still use relational database only. So coming to my NoSQL experience, I worked on HBase in 2 projects. for a couple of years. MongoDB, I don't have much experience. We did some POCs in 2022. And in my projects, I used Memcached in my one of the projects. Redis we are currently using in my projects. We are using in the applications that we are supporting for catching the data. Like Memcached and Redis mainly to store all the data in memory. Like whatever that doesn't frequently change, right? You can store it in memory. You can avoid or reduce the load on the database to improve the performance and to reduce the load on say Oracle or Postgres database. We can use these tools. Cassandra, I didn't actively work, but I did learn on my own and I did some certifications. I really like that product, but didn't get much chance to work on that. Apache Cassandra. Coming to next slide. So the latest trends. See, cloud hosted. In those days, right, we used to first install the operating system. We used to install the database server. We used to set up the database. We have to create the database. Then we'll go and create the tables and all, right? Now, everything is available in cloud. Amazon has RDS, Relational Database Service. Microsoft Azure has equivalent product. Google has their own products. So you don't need to go through all the pain to have the database up and running. Just click and select what version you need. Say Postgres 17, 16, they will make it available. You just need to maybe select the size, like how much you have to pay, right, based on the usage, right? Or you need a production use case or for development testing, you will just have to select it and then you can create it. So cloud hosted, multi-cloud. In Cassandra, you have the option, like you have the database running in AWS, you can keep it replicated in say Google Cloud Platform. So they support multi-region replication, multi-cloud replication, so all that is available in Cassandra. So distributed, again in the past databases used to run in only one server, one machine, like you have everything in one machine, storage, processing, memory, everything in one machine, right? If you want to really scale the database, you have to go for a bigger machine or more disk. But there was a limit. We reached a limit when we had web scale data, well, large scale, large volume of data, we had to go for distributed databases. We have Cassandra, we have HBase, all that are distributed. Now we have multi-model. So initially all relational model, before that we had network databases and all. And now we have, when we had NoSQL, we had a key value store, document store, graph database, wide column stores, column family databases, all that. And now if you take databases like Cosmos DB, it supports multiple models, like it supports key value, it supports document store, JSON, documents you can store. So even if you take Cassandra, we have a company called DataStax, which provides commercial support for Cassandra. DataStax, they have support for graph and then column family databases. So databases offer support for multiple models. So that's quite popular. And then last 10-15 years, open source has gained really a lot of popularity. So initially MySQL was popular. Latest, if you see relational, Postgres is more popular, PostgreSQL. And there are many derivatives of Postgres, timescale database, even HP vector database. They had a Vectra HP database, even that is based on Postgres. Amazon had Redshift, that is also based on Postgres. So there are so many products derived from Postgres. So open source, Postgres is open source for almost 39 years. Latest trend is AI workload support. So all databases claim to support, all the analytical products, databases claim to provide support for AI workload. We'll talk more about it. And what is popular now, I have mentioned Databricks. So if you know Apache Spark or distributed processing, you might have known or heard about Hadoop, Hive, all that. And latest is Apache Spark. I mean, it's not very latest, it's almost more than 10 years old now, but still quite popular, used a lot in the industry. So Databricks is a company, they provide a commercial version of Apache Spark and they provide support for that, and that's very popular. We are using it in our projects. Our client, one of the largest in the financial services industry, they effectively use this platform. And Snowflake, a lot of companies use Snowflake. All of this, what is common is SQL. So Snowflake is again cloud data warehouse. I mean, in the past we had data warehousing products from Oracle, NCR Corp, Teradata, DB2, all these were used for data warehousing applications. But now Snowflake available only in the cloud. Cloud was a data warehousing product. And now all the companies claim to provide support for AI. So the main thing is, even though languages have changed, right? Initially we used Pro C, C programming, then Perl, then Python, but still SQL has not changed in the last, I mean, they have added a lot of new functionality, extended it, but still the basic SQL has not changed. It is used in all these products. So you can learn, if you really are interested in a career related to data, you can work on any of these things, learn any of these things. Next is PostgreSQL. And another thing is Sonic Search, Elasticsearch, these products. Earlier, databases had some limitations in full text search. So if you want to search, right, you only had one operator, like operator, or I like in Postgres, like case insensitive like, insensitive like. And then in Oracle, we had something called SoundX. So if you want to search for something sounds similar, you can do. That was it. Oracle had their own Oracle text extension. But that was all licensed and expensive. It was not supporting natural language queries or full text support and all. We have products like Apache Solar and then Elasticsearch. And now we are using Sonic Search in one of the projects. This says even better lightweight when compared to Elasticsearch. So these are the products we are using. And Cassandra, ScyllaDB. Cassandra is again more than 10 years old. We had Amazon DynamoDB. That is a base. And then HBase. They took the concepts from both the database products, and then they built Cassandra in Java. That is used in large companies. All the big companies like Apple, Microsoft, they have a cluster with many nodes, hundreds of nodes, Cassandra. ScyllaDB is similar to Cassandra, but written in C++ by some Israeli company. That is also gaining popularity. And of course, MongoDB, you might all be knowing about, right? It's a document store. We can store JSON documents, right? And many of them support the graph workloads, graph databases, plus GIS support. I mean, GIS, you know, right? Spatial data. Like you have latitude, longitude, and then you can calculate, like, from this latitude, longitude, what are the, say, retail companies within say 500 meters. So I had one use case in Dubai. There is a mall. When you walk into the mall with your mobile phone with GPS on, they know you are in the mall and they will send you the coupons based on your location. Whatever interest rate, there are shops, right? They will send you some coupons real time. So it's used for digital marketing, and location data is really, now with the proliferation of mobile phones, that is really useful, and Postgres supports, and even other products support GIS data. So how will you choose a database? The fastest performance, obviously it has to perform really well. Nobody has patience these days. The database should return the results in maybe within a second or couple of seconds in the worst case. For really time critical applications, you need a millisecond response, like 200 milliseconds, 300 milliseconds. So you have to benchmark all that. So performance is really important, and stability. Database should not get corrupt. Like whatever data you create should be there, and there should be no corruption. So you have to consider availability. I mean, it should be available, like, you know, right, 99.999. Like, so it should have very little downtime or no downtime. So it should be really solid. So that is important. And scalability we can add. Maybe earlier I think that point was touched. It works for like 10 users, 100 users, 1,000 users, maybe 10,000 users, lakhs of concurrent users. So all that, right, you should be able to support, or you should be able to scale. You should be able to add more resources. With the distributed databases, right, Cassandra, you have the database spread across like 100 machines. So you can add more nodes as you have more users. Dynamically, the system will automatically add. You can configure minimum 2, maybe maximum 100. Based on the usage load, right, it will scale. And obviously cost, licensing plays a major role. And that's where this open source really wins. Free, there are free products, right? Support maintainability for large organizations, that is very important. You should have skilled people available to support it, maintain it, and fine tune it. You need to have DBA team, right, who can support it. When you run into issues, you need external companies who will provide support, who will restore in case you run into any issues, right? That is also important. So you have to consider all this to choose the database. My choice, if you ask me for most of the new projects, I would go with PostgreSQL. Okay, the reason is it's rock solid, battle tested, it's there for almost 39 years. It follows SQL standard. I mean, you know, ANSI SQL, like every few years they publish the standards, and they support most of the SQL functionality. Probably the highest compliance to SQL standards is with PostgreSQL. 35 plus years active support development. And there are a lot of extensions. No vendor lock-in. There is no single company that owns Postgres. It's all open source. There is one company called Enterprise DB, but they don't own it. They have their own commercial products, and there are many companies provide cloud implementations of Postgres. AWS, all the cloud providers provide, and there is one more company called Neon Tech. They provide Postgres. If you are a startup or any friends, they can use Neon Tech. They actually separated Postgres storage and compute separately. So they will launch Postgres instance in like 500 milliseconds, less than a second in the cloud. And a lot of AI workload use that option. And Databricks is actually, they are buying Neon Tech for 1 billion, say 9,000 crores. So Postgres is used by all these major companies. In India, zero the users. In our client, we are using Apple, Amazon. Probably there will be hundreds of companies. Guardian, all are using this. So what is Postgres? Released in 1989, open source, object relational database. Maybe 15, 20 years back, objects were the craze. So at that time, they ordered support for object orientation. You can create a table and you can create another table that inherits a table. Like you create a table with 3 columns, you create one more table, you inherit the first table, you add 2 new columns. In the new table, 5 columns will be available. And if you query the first table, you will see the child table data also. So all these kind of object-oriented support is available. And every table you create, it will create type, class actually. You can create an object of that table's type. All that is available in Postgres. Future rich. So we'll talk. Maybe when you talk about the extensions, we will talk about it. And a lot of functionality provided by NoSQL databases is also provided by Postgres. So instead of maintaining so many components, right, Redis, Elasticsearch, Postgres, maybe or Oracle, Postgres has most of the functionality. The future rich, robust, we already talked about it. So supports relational and non-relational data types. You can store JSON in Postgres itself instead of MongoDB. Custom types. So Postgres comes with a lot of types, database types, integer, number, character types, and then time for time, right? Date, time, interval, timestamp, all that. But you can create your own type. You say you are working in a particular industry, for your domain you want to model something, you can create your own custom type and you can use it as a column in a Postgres table. So it's extensible. And in Postgres, I mean, it's a relational database primarily. You have all this primary key, foreign key, then you have functions, procedures, stored procedures, you have triggers, all that is available. Primarily it's a relational database, plus it has support for non-relational models also. The PostgreSJS is very popular. A lot of companies use PostJS. That extension, so Postgres is extensible. You can create an extension PostJS and use that for geographical data. Heavily used. And FDW, foreign data wrapper, Postgres foreign data wrapper, you can use that to connect from Postgres to other databases. Say SQL Server or even Cassandra or any other, there are many databases that are supported. SQL Server you can connect, you can access the data from that database, Excel, CSV files, all that from Postgres using FDW. HStore is used to, actually you can treat Postgres as a key value store and use HStore extension for that. PG crypto for cryptographic functions, all that. And PG vector is recently very popular. This is used mainly for AI ML models. So you have your machine learning model, you give some input and it will generate a vector. Vector is nothing but a matrix of numbers, right? It will like multi-dimensional, high dimensional vector. 2-dimensional matrix we know, right? Numbers. Here the vector produced, right, will be multi-dimensional and you will have a vector with large numbers, and that number you can store it in Postgres. You can generate vector using the model. OpenAI model. If you take OpenAI model, you want to do, say, implement some search, understand natural language, and then implement some search. So you can use OpenAI model, you can use a developer account, get the key, and then you can define which model to use. Pass the text data that you want to vectorize, and then it will return a vector. You can store it in Postgres. You can create an index on top of that. After that, you can use that to search. Your search string also you have to vectorize using the model. Then you can search within Postgres and use it. Like a lot of companies are using that recently. That's used in the AI world. So what to learn? SQL you can definitely learn, structured query language. I know many people focus on maybe latest trend, latest technologies, but they don't really learn. SQL is really easy and very, very powerful. You don't need to know a lot of algorithms, all that, right? You need to know what is available in SQL, and many companies try to promote, say, Python, Scala, all that, right? But people understand SQL well. Majority of the people, right, in the industry, users find it SQL easy to use, and all the reporting tools, Power BI, Tableau, and there are so many products, right? ClickSense, MicroStrategy, all these products understand SQL, speak SQL. The latest trend is even NoSQL databases try to provide SQL interface. The Cassandra they had initially, they had a different API that is not a SQL API. Later they came up with the API that supports SQL. Even CouchDB, I think many databases are trying to provide a SQL interface because SQL is really popular. That is really successful in the last 30-40 years. So I suggest to learn SQL. Like SQL is really powerful. You can do so much with SQL. So, and then data modeling. So you need to understand how to model data for relational structures, normalization, all that you would have studied in college. And for non-relational also, you need to know data modeling. You have to understand the query pattern, how the data will be used. What are the type of questions, right? How the users will query or the application will query the data. Using that, you will model. In relational, you don't want to duplicate the data. Here, duplication is okay, allowed. Non-relational, right? NoSQL world, you want to model for the access patterns. You have to find out what are all the access patterns, how you will access the data. And then based on that, you'll have to model. So you have to learn data modeling. And coming to the language, my favorite is Python. I worked on C and then Scala, other languages. But Python, in the data industry, data side, data engineering side, and even data science world, Python is very popular and very easy to start with. Scala also I learned, it has a deep learning curve, and I think now it has fallen out of favor. Even Databricks is promoting more and more Python. More than Python, they are promoting SQL. They try to provide everything in SQL only. So, cloud platforms, that's obvious. AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Oracle, IBM, HP, everybody has cloud platform. If you have knowledge in all this, definitely you have better job opportunities. And coming to distributed processing, Spark, that is very popular. Even I talked about Snowflake, they all support real-time data ingestion, like Spark, Flink. See, earlier we used to have only batch jobs. Daily the batch jobs will run, overnight batch jobs will run. You want to extract data from one system, you will have files, then you will send it to another system. That is the model we had, like 10 years, 15 years back, 20 years back. But latest is, you have real-time streaming. You know, you are using UPI, right? The back end is Kafka. They have Kafka. Whatever request you put, right, or money transfer, it will go to Kafka. Then it will go to the bank, and then they will get the response also into Kafka, another topic. So event streaming or real-time streaming, you can learn definitely. Spark is used there. Flink is used. You can learn Flink framework. In fraud detection, credit card, real-time fraud identification or outliers, or risk management. Like you want to give a loan, you want to see whether the customer will repay the loan or they will default, the chances of default. They want to make a quick decision, right? You don't want to take days to decide whether to disperse the loan. There are like tools where they will make a decision within seconds, and then they will let you know what is the interest rate you are going to get. All that in the background, they use Apache Spark or Flink, mainly Flink, I think, stream processing. So you need to learn Kafka, stream processing. I think there are, like, this is used even in IoT, right? You get data from so many sensors, devices. In process industry, you want to process and then immediately make a decision. Probably you can use Flink. So you can learn all these technologies. I want to have a quick Postgres demo. I want to cover some of the unique things that are available in Postgres, and I hope it is interesting. You will find it interesting. Okay, here I have a create table command. It creates a contacts table with the ID serial. Serial is nothing but in the background Postgres will create ID with the integer column, and it will create a sequence. So whenever you insert a row, it will generate a number from the sequence and assign as a default value to the column. That is what it does in the background actually. So it creates two objects. It creates a table, it creates a sequence, and then it assigns a value as a default value. Sequence or next value will be the default value for that column. So that's what happens in the background. So next you have varchar name column. Then we have phones. So if you see text, so first column is integer, second is text varchar, third one is text. Varchar you specify the limit 100 characters. Text there is no limit. Otherwise there is no difference between text and varchar. And here we are using array. So Postgres, right? You can use any data type, and it supports arrays. I mean, it's not there in Oracle actually. So it's a unique feature. You can store, say here in this example, I have given phone number, text. So you can insert 3 records. In this example, I have given Muniswaran and 2 phone numbers. Next one, Akhil, 1 phone number. Sendil Kumar, 2 phone numbers. So if you go on query, it will return 2 values for the phone number. So you can use this to get the first phone number. So this array starts with 1, like indexing, right? Not 0. So here, right, you can use it in the var class also, say to match second phone number is this. Get all the records where second phone number is this. Next one is phone number in any position. This phone number available in any position. So this array is unique, array type is unique. You can use it with any data type, number or character, all that. Next is HStore. This is like a key value store implementation within Postgres. So already created. So I created one table called books, ID and title and attributes. So this attribute is a HStore. HStore is a data type here. So I inserted one record with title Postgres tutorial. Like here, right? First column is title, second column is actually attributes, but we have this is what is HStore implementation. Key is paperback, publisher is this company, and then language, ISBN, weight and all, right? So basically this is the key and this is the value. So this is like a dictionary, right? So I inserted 2 records, and then if you select, right, this is how it is. And you can query, like you want to select where ISBN is this value, right? So you want to query on, get only the ISBN attribute from the key, right? So next one, I think I am trying to cover full text search. I mean, that is really used in lot, right? Like say any website, right? They want to provide search. And any e-commerce site, you want to search for products. And in content delivery systems, right? You have articles, blogs, you want to search for all that, right? So here I have created one table called recipes, and I've added some records. So first we created a table, and then we added one more column. We have something called TS vector. TS vector is nothing but text search vector. Okay. So and then we are adding weightage. We have created we have multiple columns, right? Name, ingredients in the table. So you can give more weightage to name, and then next weightage will be for ingredients and instructions. So when we search, right, if you search for a particular term or a phrase, if it is found in the title or name, it will give more weightage. So that is there. And it will have ranking. I mean, normally if you search where class, it has to exactly match, right, in database query. But in text search, it need not be exact match. I mean, it has support spelling mistakes or different word, equivalent word, all that, right? So, sorry. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, so we created an index on one of the columns and inserted the data. And so if you query, so here if you query, right, I am searching for chicken. So you are searching for chicken, and it will convert the query string into another vector. Basically, we have two vectors. One is a text vector stored in the column, and query also convert to vector. Then you try to find whether we have matches or not. Okay, so we have many variations like whatever search, right, and combination and all that. Yeah. Hungry? Yeah, that's all. I'm done. This is the last slide.
Curry, right? It's chicken query.
Yeah, I think the last benches wouldn't have seen that word. Oh, yeah.
One thing which I wanted to add, right? I understand the depth, how it is going, and you should understand if he is an expert in this zone. Whatever right now on the superficial which is attracting us, the Netflix, right? You like the carousel, you like the rendering, you like everything. But behind the scenes, right? Behind the scenes, there is so much need of what kind of database is going on for media, for content, for the speed, for the accuracy, to maintain that loading. I think when you get to your career to that stage, these are very important. In the starting stage, first year maybe, you might be learning the front end part of it, which is very user friendly coding languages, etc. Eventually you will get to the back end of it, which is a bit tougher, but then you understand. Then the DB connections, then the databases, and then maybe sometime you are writing the new OS of it, right? So I think that is where how your career should go. Developer, senior software engineer, someday you will become an architect. To get to an architect, you need to know front end, back end, database, how will you deploy it, in-house will you deploy, in-premise, or will you deploy it on the cloud, where will you exactly deploy, green deployments, no downtime, which is again DevOps, right? And then once you deploy, then post-production, errors, issues, how as an architect, then it comes to all the trends, right? Which product to use when, what is Netflix using versus what is Amazon Prime using, why are these two people using things differently, what is Amazon versus Flipkart using, what is the architecture behind, why do they take decisions differently, both are e-commerce. Then flip it completely from Amazon, Flipkart who are e-commerce to very secured banking platforms, right? Can your HDFCs, IDFCs, ICICIs use the same tech stack as what Facebook is using? Why and why not? That is your career towards architecture. Then from the architecture to the tech leaders to the CTOs, right? The technology leaders, where you take decision, my organization should work on this tech stack. You need to know various trends, the small integrities of what Postgre is right now offering, right? And all such things which a technology should be used in a product. And then you become to that level. I think the depth is also sometimes very much needed when you specialize. You can't be horizontal learning only superficial things. You should pick up a depth of one topic and go deep dive research. I think that is where the expertise of one zoner comes, and this is a DB expertise zoner which he is bringing that flavor to you.
I'm done. Yeah. Thank you. Any questions?
Questions? You want to go for questions or something entertaining? Wow. That also you're saying entertaining. Come on, girls. How it should be entertaining means what's the Josh? How the Josh should be? It should be like entertaining. Come on. I want that Josh in y'all. I know it's a lunch time, not to be expected so much high Josh. This side, the girls are so quiet. Can we get into that quiz? Yes. Sharanya, I think they are more keen to listen to you. Go on.
Bhavani, thank you. Thanks. I would like to initially thank for such an informative and thought-provoking session, Senthil. Now let's jump back into our quiz, and the first question is, what is overfitting in machine learning?
Okay, I'll give it to her because quickly she raised her hand.
And the model is too good to be true, like it's performing exceptionally well, like in such cases, then it's called be overfitting.
More better? Anyone else?
Okay.
Hello, my name is Ritika.
So overfitting is a condition where the model trains on the training data only well. So when the testing data is given to it, it performs poorly.
Very good. Exactly correct.
Your name?
Congratulations, Ritika.
Monica.
Please come on to dais.
Ritika. Okay. Ritika, you can collect your goodie. So, raising hand, it's better anyone should stand up. Okay? Your turn is done. Okay, I'll come there. She's like, I'll be next to you. Okay? This time, if you know the answer, quickly you have to get up. There's a space. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go for next question. Which hook is used to manage state in a functional component?
Nobody stood.
Nobody?
Shushma is going to answer.
She stood, right?
Repeat the question.
Which hook is used to manage state in functional component? In React? Still we didn't get answers. Okay, I'll give you a few options. Probably you might choose one. Okay, option A is use state. Option B, use effect. Option C, use ref. Option D, use context.
Okay.
No shouting answer, just if you know answer, just
Shushma.
Yeah.
Yeah, please call out.
Your name, please? Okay. Very correct answer. Congratulations. Please come on to your dais.
Sharanya, ask some easy questions. Now I'm standing here. I want someone to win here.
Sure. I'll be jumping into some easy questions.
Or I'll do one thing. I'll take a question from them itself.
Okay.
You can ask. And they will only answer.
Good idea, Bhavani.
What say, girls? I mean, I can see very dull-faced here. So do you want to pick something like that? Someone here will ask the question this side and the answer will be from this side. I can't hear. We can't hear you, Shushma.
She says, whatever you want, you do, give goodies.
Oh yeah, correct. The girl's mind will be like that. Okay, from here, let's do like this, Saranya. We'll have one person from here asking the question. So
And
one
from
side, yeah. So open to you all girls. Who wants to ask a question? Stand up.
You can ask yourself or your friends.
You don't want to ask a question?
Question should come from this side.
Answer from this
Answer
side.
will come from this side, 1 to 1.
Yes.
Let the fight begin.
Who wants to ask a question?
Come on, guys.
Vidya, you can ask a question.
Vidya is there? Okay. So then this side the answer should be here. Oh, okay.
What is the initial capacity of array list?
Who stood up now?
Yes.
Initial capacity. I don't see any girls standing. Sir.
Initial capacity of array list.
Array list. They heard it as analyst. Right, girls?
Array list. No. What is the initial capacity of array list?
Array list in collection framework.
Yeah.
Util package.
No, I think she answered.
Yeah.
You already took a chance.
More?
Anyone else?
Next question, what is a marker interface?
I think the girls would be thinking Sharanya's question is better.
Sharanya's questions are better.
Right, say girls? Okay, Sharanya, over to you.
Now I'm going to ask, my question is, what is machine learning?
Okay, here I have.
I got some response there.
Oh, you didn't stand up. You have to stand up. Siddha.
Machine learning is basically where the models are given the data and they are trained on it and they are given inputs in supervised learning, and in unsupervised learning they find the hidden patterns and form clusters, and that is machine is learning based on data.
Okay, good.
Okay, we'll give it to her. Sharanya, it's okay, Sharanya. Okay. What's your name?
Harshita.
Harshita, go collect your goodie, Harshita.
Come on, Harshita.
Come on, girls. No, she didn't.
Then she's eligible now.
Now next.
Chalo, our questions, we'll come back
You
with
have
few other questions.
no one more question. Let's go, Sharanya. You know, I want
Okay.
someone this side to win.
Okay, let's go with the question back. What is the purpose of Spring Boot starter? What is the purpose of Spring Boot starter?
Quickly, you have to stand up if you know the answer.
Do you ever heard about? You know? Okay, looks like we
No?
have to shift the question.
Okay, shift the question.
Okay. What's the difference between AI and ML?
Very quick, very simple answer. Okay.
Come on, we got
You didn't get your goodie, right? Okay.
So AI is basically applying human intelligence and making the machines answer in a very human way. Whereas machine learning is where the machine is trying to learn how the human mind works and imply it on the other stuff.
Okay, good. Come on,
Convinced.
get your goodie.
Okay, got it. Go run quickly. You have something else, Sharanya? I'm in the center stage now. From back, I'm center.
Wow.
You have it? Okay.
Now I'm done
There's
with
someone
the
here.
quiz. Now let's have a five
Wait,
chat.
Sharanya, she wants to tell something.
Yep. Please.
Ma'am, what was the question you asked before? Like Spring Boot something?
Yes, I was asking about Spring Boot starter.
So I know the use of Spring Boot, like it is used to build a RESTful APIs. So coming to RESTful APIs, they are representational state transfer APIs to use to communicate and exchange data using HTTP methods like get, put, post, delete. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
For that, we do have some terminology.
What's your name?
Yes, that's correct.
Girishma. Okay, Girishma, you can go and collect your goodie. Claps, girls, claps. Yeah. Thank you, Sharanya. I think before we close, right, we will have a 10-15 minute session where I want you people to ask certain questions on what you want to know for your career growth. Maybe there is something that, few questions which you want to ask and get to know for your current scenarios. Okay? And our panels will answer to that. Can we? Sharanya, Sushma, can we start? Anybody who wants to go for the first question? Okay, I think, yeah. Your name? Tarini. Okay, Tarini has a question to our panels.
Good afternoon, everyone. My question is that since the beginning of the meet, all of the panel members have been asking us to learn, develop, grow your knowledge. So what is the best way that you recommend us to learn? How can we be productive? That is my question. Because I heard one ma'am talk about learning multiple technologies since the beginning of her career. So I just want to know, how did you learn, remember all of that and then implement it? So that is my question.
So learning, if you are buying the thought that learning is inevitable, right? Then there are multiple ways. One of it will be yours. Mine is mine. Example, the method I use for learning could be sitting in classroom, curriculum learning. But I have seen somebody smart learning, YouTube, all that, right? First get the way you will learn. How do you want to learn? Podcast, listening, video, viewing, writing, reading, multiple ways. What attracts you? Because it should not burden you. Remember, a treadmill which doesn't burden you, you have to continuously use it, which means you should love it. Understand the method of learning. Now, in the career when you join, what is the need of that hour? What is being used in that organization? What is coming into your life as an opportunity? You pick up that. You sometimes like it, you are like so, okay. Then something else attracts you in the market. Then you'll understand behind the scenes there is something which is attracting you. That is what you have to pick up and learn. Also sometimes what you want to learn is waste in the market, you don't want to do that, right? I think every stage you have to weigh, I'm just giving a framework, okay? Every stage you have to weigh between what is out there in the market versus what I like versus what my current organization has opportunities. Not every organization is doing cool development in AI today. If all of you learn AI, there is not so many jobs out there for AI. Then what is the need of the hour if you have to do go development? That also you need to learn, right? What the market demands, what is your passion about it, you bring these two things together. Anybody else?
I think so you asked how the learning happens, right? So first understand, as part, now you are doing your college, right? You have the basic concepts, everything what you have. So understand the basic concepts and take what real applications, where these are applicable in the real time. And the second part is when you get into one job, take like first, if you think you want to be a full stack or a DB or anything, right? First understand what are the current market technologies, what we have minimum knowledge on those technologies. Like if you say what is Oracle, if I say I don't know, I never listen, it doesn't sounds good, right? You should have a minimum knowledge on those technologies, like what it actually do the functionality. So that is one basic thing, what currently, like how the market is trending towards and where is the scope of future technologies evolving. Those minimum knowledge, I think in the YouTube, everything, there is so many platforms where you will get the latest technological updates. Okay, and the second thing is when you get into, as rightly mentioned, Shirisha, like when you get into the industry, first you will get to work only on the one thing. Let's assume you are well versed with full stack, but you get a chance to only work on the UI. Okay, so then you work on the UI, you get some expertise. But if you get an opportunity to work on the backend services, then grab that opportunity and work on. Then you will get a real-time experience and you will understand. That's how we learned. Even every step, right? When I start like Java, first I started with .NET. First it's a desktop application, then in my organization it's a web applications they have introduced. So I learned ASP.NET. Then I understand, before that I never know about what is state management and everything. Then I understand that in web development the state management is very crucial. How actually the functions will render and how actually the logic will be written, right? So every stage, right, once you will get an opportunity to know about the backend, then grab, like if you get an opportunity, like even if you don't work, you will collaborate with a team. Then you understand what is happening within a team, like what is happening, like how you are handshaking with multiple development phases, understand them. Always keep observing and try to gain knowledge. Don't get, I'm not saying expertise in it, but first get the knowledge. But if you get a chance, grab it. That's how, right? Even I too, I never learned React before coming to the Ness probably. But in an organization, we got an opportunity to learn on Java. Like we got a project to work on Java and React where our organization, their client side is moving their technical migration to the latest tech stacks. Then we learned and we implemented and successfully within time we completed. So that's what everywhere, whenever you have, but first have a knowledge on what are the applications, what are the technologies in the market, and the second thing is when you get an opportunity, grab it. That's the only thing.
Kavita, and one more point that I wanted you to add. So now that, they are entering into the final year, so they've already done the internships and the mini projects, right? They're going to do the final year projects. So how does these projects add weightage to their resumes when they enter as a freshers in the market?
Okay, so the internships, right?
Internships and the mini and the major projects, whatever they do, how does it add weightage?
This is when you do a project, it's basically the integration with how the front and back end, like real-time applications you will do the project. So when you enter into the industry or in IT development, you will understand there how, if you do the really internship, right, there you understand the, what we say, development cycle. Like how the requirements will be gathered and how we communicate and how those are maintained in board and how we develop as part of each iteration. It's like you got a project, you will deliver in one day. No, it doesn't happen. It will happen like a chunks and pieces where each individual has some particular work. Like let's say an example, if you want to do a cooking, your father or will bring the vegetables and your mother will cook, and you will bring the plates and everyone will put and sit at dinner and do a dinner, right? The similar way, like if you want to complete a project, right, everyone has to do their individual roles. So that's how actually that helps you. If you do an internship with any on-graduate, you understand the real time, how we communicate, how we do the collaboration. Basically the collaboration is very key role in an organization. How you play it within a team, the team player, how you communicate, your soft skills. So everything is matters. So when you do internship or any project, you will understand the real-time situations or the problems and how do you manage them. So
also, please, my suggestion is don't go buy projects in Amirpet and do it. Do it in a real-time scenario, please. I know everybody, I mean not at least everybody, but most of them they do this, but please do not do that. What our panel suggested, try to do it because that helps in the real-time scenario. Okay? And next, Sirisha,
I would like to add few points to the question. I don't remember the name, sorry. So, I feel that the way we learnt is totally different than how you guys are getting. Like you have a right platform to learn everything, and you know what industry's requirements are, and you have enough time and platform, everything. Like if you go to YouTube and say communication skills or REST API or whatever you type, you get so many videos where you can go through and learn. For us, it was not like that. So we learned it on the fly when the project demanded. So whatever we learned in the college was fundamentals. See, if SDLC is there, what Kavita was mentioning, there is a process. So you should first understand what the user expects. Then only you can convert it into code. And then it's not that you develop and push it into production. There is one more step, validation. There is a testing part going. And testing has so many aspects of it. In real time, it is totally different. When you are learning it, you will learn it harder way. So there are production defects and then there is a slap on the face, as Sirisha was mentioning, right? So you will have to sit, do night out and fix it then and there if it is a priority one, P1 issue. For you guys, if you asked specific how do we learn, then you have enough time, and if you know what you have to do, right, prepare a plan. Say full stack, we just said, right, full stack, front end, back end and database. Just start slow, watch few videos from good websites or good channels in the YouTube. Watch for quite some time, maybe 3 to 4 days. HTML, I don't think not more than 2 days. Listen, do with the static data, okay? So do just that HTML tag thing only with the static text, see how it is rendering. Then go a step behind. Try to, there are third-party APIs, okay? For testings, for learners, there are many APIs which already are connected to the backend. You don't need to worry. So there are APIs there. Try to hit that API, which is the backend, and get the data real time, show it on your UI, HTML or React, whatever you choose, right? Show it. Now you are confident that HTML, okay, so whatever I was expecting, you are able to see it. So that is how once you are comfortable on the UI, just get back to backend. Go install Java, find what are the prerequisites, install onto your machine. Just start again, do the same thing. Watch the video. For Java, I don't think it will be 2 days. It is very huge, okay? So you might have to get into a bit, for beginners. Just say, mention when you are learning for beginners, go through whatever is there. Try to do hands-on only on the beginner section. Don't get into intermediate or advanced section. It will confuse. Do that part. So just develop one endpoint, one RESTful endpoint service, expose it in your local host. Someone mentioned local host, meaning in your machine itself, there is a service up and running. In your machine itself, you have a UI, React application.
in your React application, put that localhost endpoint, hit it and then get the data and see whether it is running. Now you are going to work on the backend, right? Now in the service, what are all the things you will have to experiment. In Java, how to import various libraries, how do you, what are the various things that Java is already providing you. Say if you have some service related to mathematics related calculations, there are packages for that. So there are few things which you want to work with the authentication, authorization things, there are packages for that. So these are the things, learn it, try to do experiment. It is not first time you will not get. And one thing I will say, if you get it on the first time, then you are losing lot of scope for learning. Should not get it on the first time. So if you are struggling, right, that is the one you will remember better, and that is the learning, what I will say from my experience. Then Java itself, I think if you want really very serious about it and consciously learning, it will take more than 3 to 4 months for only Java. Okay, so then don't just think I don't need SQL, I don't need Java, don't think like that. As you grow, you should not just think about getting a job is what I feel, okay? So it's just a ticket to enter and then you have many rides there. Okay, so you will have to experience each and every ride, then you have to go in, you learn HTML, Java or whatever the backend is, whatever the database is. As Sandhil is mentioning, Postgres is interesting, even I need to experiment now. So so then you go to the database. Now you have time. In the real time you will not have time. They will just ask you, learn this, learning curve is 1 week, go implement it. That is how it will be. And again I will repeat, if you have that mindset, learning mindset, that fear will not be there. And if you know the fundamentals, you can relate everything. You can relate everything, that skeleton, front end, back end, database. If you know what are all the concepts, fundamental concepts, when you are implementing, you can relate. Okay, so that is the concept I am implementing here. That is the concept I am implementing here. So these are very fundamental things that you have to spend time now, must, without wasting time. When you are into the job, there are bigger things to worry. Like, every step you will have to think about the security, performance and many other, resiliency. Many other things are there. It's not like, small apps that we see every day. It's enterprise applications, means it is linked to the global markets and, revenues. Even a small mistake of calculation might go wrong and it will be like blast. Losses will be in crores or billions or trillions. So that we cannot take risk. There you will learn those things. So for now, you just concentrate, I would say fundamentals, right? Array list initial capacity, important. Don't just neglect. What is the role of collections? Don't neglect, important. You will use it when you are developing it. When you are iterating, using any collection, performance comes into picture, important. So don't neglect your fundamentals, first learn it. And one more thing, what I noticed here, it's good that AI is good, learning is AI also is good, but that is very easy to learn, automatically you will learn. But these are the things you will have to concentrate. And to the question that Jampi asked, Sushma asked, so when you are entering into the IT industry, when you are applying for the jobs, right, as an intern, whatever you are doing here, you do, even if it is a very small project, do it on your own. Don't get it from somewhere. Because first question that the panel will ask you, explain the project for the freshers. So once you are done with all your fundamental interview and all, this will be the first question. I'll share my experience. First in Value Labs when I joined, I was asked to write a program for quadratic equations. You all remember the formula? Anyone? Minus b plus or minus by 2a, right? Finally by 2a. Then I started with hash include and then hash import. You know what hash? It is in C++. Import is in Java because I studied both. I wrote hash import math.io because I know I have to do some math related. And then I wrote all the program. I gave it to him. And then he saw. Then I suddenly remembered, sir, please 1 second. I took back the paper and finally what I did, in that small space that I have, I just did if a not equal to 0. Then only go and do the calculation. Otherwise, don't do. Just say you cannot divide it by 0. That is what addition I gave and no questions further. So you should use at least some logic, right? Whatever we are learning, it is not going to get wasted. So learn it properly with some commitment. So project is important. Interns you are doing, just don't run behind like technology and all. Just see what you can do there. Even if it is a small bit, see what you can do it on your own and do it so that you can answer the question.
I would want that girl who has asked this first question. Please come, friend. Who has asked? Yeah, please come. You deserve a goodie for this.
No, Tarini has already got a goodie, Sushma. Right? Tarini has already got.
You can choose to give it to your friend, whoever it is.
Yeah.
That is how our women empowerment works. We will share all the love with
So
others.
you can share your goodie with one of your friend. You want to get someone? Yeah. So what's the name?
Tanisha ma'am.
Tanisha.
It's
No,
Tanisha
Tarini,
here.
you also go along with her. Yeah. Claps, girls, claps, because she's sharing her gift. Next question. Who wants to go for the next question? Okay, here.
Yeah, please.
Someone.
There's my.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Can you just guide us through the hiring process, ma'am, and also what skill sets are you looking for? And one thing that I actually want to ask is, such great, wonderful women are sitting here. If there was like one if there was one advice that you could give us, what would it be?
Sirisha, maybe you can include this point also, like from a delivery point of view, what is that red flags that you see in a resume while, interviewing the freshers? Maybe they can upgrade themselves accordingly.
Whenever there is too much of jargons, right? I feel like it is either ChatGPT or you are trying to sell too much. You are not authentic. I am a true authentic leader. Today I didn't prepare anything, right? Whatever is coming to my heart and my experiences, I will. So if I'm checking out on the resumes, your project and what you have done, doesn't mean you don't polish your English, but also doesn't mean you put all your jargons, all what you learned, your table of content into your resume. That is waste, right? That's one of a red flag, that it is too much fabricated. It puts me off, right? It's not natural, it puts me off, it puts other people off. Doesn't mean you just write Java, that's it, and everybody understands that there is a decent balance, right? Don't overdo things. Now there are too many resume tools, right? You upload your resume and it gives you percentage of good, bad, all that thing. Do it with a caution. Every word, every repetitive word, it asks you to change. Example, I say expertise in. Second, third line, once I use the word expert in, it will ask you to change. You will have to figure out another ad. Don't again go too much by tools. Anything, don't do too much, right? That's one red flag when I look at resumes and when people speak about something. The other thing is, wherever you do your interns or your projects or whatever tech stack you do, did you have lot of experiences in it? Did you just develop and leave it there? Did you try out testing of it? Whenever you explain your project, did you look at all the flavors of the project, the way she was saying, right? Connecting to the DB. Did you see that it is going live, which is deployment? Did you try it out? The applicability of the project which you have done. If you are able to explain me the applicability of it, I think you win me or any other delivery readers, right? And beyond all these things, for me as a leader, skill can be learnt. Attitude is very tough. I think how you conduct yourself, confident, not overconfident, aggressive but not, super aggressive. I think that that confidence, speaking up, attitude, willing to learn, again having respect for every technology, every role, about everything what we are doing. That respect is also very important. When I do interview or when I speak to people, if I don't see these attitudes, then I will not even get to the skills. Right? So you should be first human being wise, good human being, good ethical person. Then skill I can anyways bring you up to speed. There are hundreds of people in the team where I can put you on and I can make you learn. That's not a rocket science. You have been learning from ABC till here, you will learn that. But if you don't have a right attitude, then I don't want to deal, right? So I think those are the red flags about the resumes, and in a longer run, right? I get sometimes worried if you pick too many things, master of too many things. 100 of things I did. I get sometimes worried. Did you go deep dive or you just touched everything? Humanly impossible sometimes. But if you really touched everything deep dive and you did many things, great, right? You have a good capacity. But if I'm looking at a resume, I did this, 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 don't think that I will be super impressed. I get sometimes worried that did you even go deep dive? In the 24 hours a day and 4 years, if you did all these things, I really will get worried. And then I want to see you whether you lost your hair, you have glasses, you are lean, do you even exist properly, is your health taken care properly? I was speaking to one person, right? So I think those are some of the red flags which I will see. And one advice when somebody said, now we said lot about learning, take care of your health also, right? That's very important. Health is the most important thing. And I was speaking to one amazing lady today morning and she said, now is the time to struggle. We will struggle ourselves.
Vidya, you can
and
stand
then
up.
yeah and then tomorrow I will take rest, right? So, and I was explaining the same thing. Struggle is there all through the life, all through the careers. At any stage I will not be able to take rest. Doesn't mean you don't have an hobby, you don't have an unwinding thing. It is part of every day, the me time, the time to unwind. And the time to unwind cannot be again a book about AI. No, bring it something else into your life. It could be learning music, meditation, doodling, mandala, whatever it is. Unless until you calm your mind from all the cramming of knowledge which is coming, you will not be able to crystal clear connect the dots. I have seen my CEO in my meetings. I have monthly meeting with him. He reviews my account completely. The moment I tell multiple topics and the problems, he within a second can connect the dots and there is one root cause to it. How is he able to do that, right? Crystal clearly getting that connected is possible only when your mind is clean and clear, and that's not possible by skill cramming or by practicing or 100 hours of doing. That's possible only when you unwind. Right? So please pick up a passion, an unwinding mechanism, walk, whatever it is in your life. That's very important, and healthiness is very important because you need to have a long marathon to run. So that is the utmost one thing if I have to give you. I don't know if that will help you in your interviews, but that will help you in your life.
Yeah, I want to add one point here. See, this is all about entry point to the corporate world. Now that you are into the corporate, you might know, you might have seen lot of YouTube videos or anything reels or something, where a couple of members, they say 9 o'clock get to the office, 11 o'clock have tea, right? Most of you might have seen that. 12 o'clock have lunch where all your office will have all the free, and 4 o'clock have snacks, 6 o'clock wind up. So that is all, that's all not true. I'll say that is okay. I mean, some guys do that, but I don't think so. That is actually fancy, and it doesn't work everywhere. So, and even once you enter into the corporate world, it's like you'll have very less hand holding because everybody will be into the deliverables. By the end of the day, they have to, they have to report to the managers like what work they have done and what's been completed. So there won't be any hand holding, and you have to do it independently. And the type of sources that you choose, like when you learn courses or when you follow some webinars and all, it should be really crystal where the content should be right there. You can't follow and subscribe to any channels that you like. It's not good to do that. You actually have to know, you need to be cautious about where you are learning. Like Sushma was saying, don't go to the Amirpet centers. Like there are many YouTube channels which are actually misguiding you. So know what to choose. That is actually important. And don't get carried away with your colleagues or your friends. They say, I actually enjoyed a lot today working. But if you ask deep, when you deep dive there, you won't find anything useful there. They do some time pass at the office, and they, here and there, at the end of the day, there won't be any status that they can update. So don't get carried away and don't think that they are going fast and I am not able to do all that. So it's all in you. It takes some time, but you will be stable if you are very independent in your thoughts and constant, right? Yeah.
Thanks,
Yes.
Sirisha and Mike.
So, Shushma, before we go for the next question, so you all heard what panels have told, right? So a question for you girls, apart from your curriculum activities or your projects and internship, what is more interesting for you all? What's your passion and what are you following?
Movies.
No, Insta
Okay,
Reels.
Insta Reels. Okay, we have someone here.
So, ma'am, when I'm not studying or working on my projects, I like to spend my time in a creative direction. So what I do is I try to do arts and crafts that make me think and make me use my hands. So like I do crocheting and sometimes I go for embroidery. Then I also stitch suits with my grandmother sometimes. So these things help me express my creativity other than the technological part.
Very good.
Amazing.
Apart from my studies side and curriculum side, I love to write stories and post it online. And
Amazing.
Thank you. And I love to bake with my like my younger sibling. He loves to bake, so I bake with him. This is the thing that I do apart from.
Cool.
Very good, very good. Anybody else?
Yeah, we
Who
have.
wants to share?
Hello, ma'am. Apart from curriculum and academics, I practice music. I've been training in Carnatic music for 12 years now. So I'm writing a certificate course now. It's 6 years. I'm in my final year right now.
Amazing. Wow.
Yeah, myself Siddhi. I love watching movies like same ma'am. And I'm into screenplay writing and I love cinematography.
Amazing.
That's what I do apart of technical stuff.
Bhavani,
A very unique interest. There's someone?
Here. We have.
Here.
Bhavani
someone.
here.
Okay, there.
This is Tanisha ma'am. So apart from curriculum, I actually love fashion designing. I recently started to learn how to sew and I do design most of my clothes as well.
I'm Lasya and I have been pursuing classical dance from past 12 years and I also cook when I'm not good in mood.
In your mood, right? Great, really great.
Anybody who wants to share? We have a fashion designer, we have a classical dancer, singer, we have the arts and person. Okay, here there is.
So for all of them, right, you already have a plan B, okay? If something goes wrong with IT, you know what to do.
Hi, my name is Ananya. So apart from this curriculum, I prefer traveling. I've traveled all over the places in India. So I covered I covered all of the places. So I love traveling.
We'll catch up.
So as Sirisha said, you all have a plan B. I think before we started the session, principal was saying, firing and hiring in IT. So not to worry girls, you all have a second job in hand even if you don't get into IT, right? So go with the passion with whatever you're learning apart from your curriculums.
One point that I would like to add, like apart from the inputs that Sirisha and Maithili has given. So now that you girls are getting into the final year and you're going to do the final year project, so make sure that you write your own resume. So now group of 4 will do a project, right? So what you'll think, okay, anyway, same college, same project, we'll just change the name and the phone number. Don't do that. What Maithili said, there's no hand holding. You have to project yourself. You have to do your work. So write whatever it is, write by yourself, edit by yourself, so that you can project yourself properly in front of the interviewer. Okay? Anything else?
Next question, I think she had a question.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is more into technical aspect. I'm very curious to know if there's any recent project where you faced a big challenge, and if yes, what technology stack did you use, or was there any standard practice being followed to tackle such issues?
Pavani, Kavita, Sendil, anybody?
Yeah. So one recent, not very recent, maybe 3 months ago. So every application, wherever we have HVA, high visibility applications, they will be time to time, every time whatever we push to production, whatever code we push to production, it will be scanned for the vulnerability, security related vulnerabilities, and everything will be done. But apart from that, there are other types of testing also, where there is a team who will sit there and try to break your application only through various means. Break your application. So that is one part. And second type of it is, so there is some information which only you should see. Okay, and even if I try 100 ways, I should not be able to see it. Okay, so there is this type of testing. What they do, they will try to get that information for other people also. So this application, the financial services applications are usually these type of hacking you can say on a high range hacking kind of thing they will try to do. So the application that we were working on had some loopholes like this. Okay, so not some, many were there. Okay, from the UI development, there were few places which got missed, and there were many of them which were missed in the back end. Okay, so and from the back end to database connection also, there were few places where you can go and search for it, vulnerabilities, you will find so many things. So there were chances of saving personal information into the back end or trying to corrupt the databases. These type of things. This is a kind of testing that will happen to highly secure application, which should be highly secured, whether they are in the standard or not, according to that security standard or not. So there came up so many security vulnerabilities, and team didn't have them because such things we will not have much time. It's just 1 month they are giving. And we have over 30 to 33 repositories which needed changes. So there was lot of learning. Okay, so now it is into our blood that whatever we write, we are thinking about only security. So even one line of code, okay, so is this meeting the standard or not? It's not that it is working or not. Is it meeting the standard or not? That is how all our teams became now because of that piece. So we had to sit, it was like a very hard timeline. We had to identify the places where these issues are there and the solutions for each type of it, and then fix them all at once before the deadline. So even if now, right, there will be alerting mechanism everywhere in the application. If any of the service is going down, there is an email coming to our inboxes. And the same thing, all these alerts and all, they are going into one more dashboard, and every week we will get that report. Every day we will get that report. If there is any service going down, immediately we have to go and see what is the problem, what is the cause for the problem, fix it. And next release, if it is high priority, do it today itself and push it tomorrow. If it can wait, plan it for next week or maybe 2 weeks. like that. So this is all like a process in place. But what challenge we actually faced is, it was like unexpected thing with so many vulnerabilities coming in, and so many places change was needed. So our application was, solid principles, right? You know it, right? So open close principle, right? Open for extension, close for modification. It was not meeting. But now we can't help it also, because the application has evolved so much. We cannot go and forcefully do this open close principle. We will have to live with it, but make sure the application is strong enough even after so many attacks and all. So that is how there are many other challenges as well. There are challenges with the performance where the users are complaining that page is not loading. It is taking more than 5 seconds. And real time is user facing this issue. But from our end, right, from technology, we have that problem of the page is having so many of the images, graphs, so many widgets. Okay, it will obviously take time to call so many database calls to get that real time data and prepare it and then show it. So all this process within 1 second, how will it happen? But the demand is get it below 1 second. So performance tuning related work also was a challenge for us.
I'll give one or two examples where we face some of the issues. So recently we had one issue raised, defect raised in testing. We have a Kafka topic, we have messages, we have to process a message, we have to process each message only once. And in database we have to create a record, one record for each message. We had like two defects related to that. Once same message we were processing 2 times, that was addressed. Later, like we found that it is adding like 65 records for one message, 59 records, 65 records. So we looked at the code, we looked at each and every line, whether we have the proper configurations, commit, offset, all those things we were checking in Kafka. But still the problem we were not able to identify. Later we came to know that one of the users running the same code in development environment, local. Like this code is running in the server, another person is running, connect to the same topic and then processing it, keep processing. So that is what caused the issue. Another thing, another interesting incident, right? When you do the testing, you have to test with real world data. Like most cases, people test with simple cases, create like couple of records and test. That is not sufficient. We have to test with production data. Otherwise, we will have so many scenarios we will face when we go live in production only. That is one I can tell. And another thing, communication issues. Like we have complex requirements and there are multiple teams involved, and we assume, we read and try to understand and we discuss, but like 1 or 2 cases missed. So other team assumes that we have implemented, but later during late stages of testing or during go live, we will come to know that it is not implemented properly. So in those cases, we better communicate clearly, like what we are implementing, is this correct? Just validate that your understanding is correct, right? With the product owners or business owners, do that. And another thing, any issues you face during testing, don't take it lightly. I have one experience like long back, 10-15 years back. We had one issue in pre-production before go live. Because we were we were in a hurry, we didn't really focus on that defect. We ignored it and we went to production. And the exact same issue resurfaced in production. We had to roll back. We had to again debug and explain to all the senior management. It took 2-3 weeks. Again we have to go back and we have to do thorough testing. So even minor issues with the data, we have to really focus, prioritize. We cannot ignore.
Thank you, Sandal. Thank you, Pavani. I think there's one more person to hear for a question.
Bhavani, also goodie for her. Vidya, if you've got it, you can share it with your friend.
I think you can share it with your friend. Whom do you want to select? Did you get a goodie?
Good, right?
Yeah. You want to share your goodie with someone?
You can share it later
Yeah,
also, don't.
Okay, please go ahead. Go.
Collect it now, but share it with your
Yeah.
friends. too.
What's your name? Snidha. Yeah, Snidha is
And
here.
also, I guess you missed out, right? Jenna, I think she has asked one question. We did not. You have asked a question, right?
No.
No.
Yeah. Please, Jenna. Siddha has a question, so we'll ask. I think.
Yes, please.
So ma'am, like till now you were explaining us like how the corporate world will be and what are the things we need to do. But presently we are the freshers who will be coming. So if there is any fresher in your team, or have you seen any fresher and what they are lacking, and what will be your key points that you will be giving us, like focus on these things, maintain these things, so that as a fresher you will be having a good impact on your seniors. That's it.
Sure. Right. So
Thank
I
you.
do have every year some freshers coming in into my college, into my office. So first thing, that explorative attitude, that any small thing is given. It could be very silly for you, build like hello world, right? Not really hello world, but then very silly thing is given. That's very important that you do with utmost sincerity, because the first thing which we are asking is not, complexity from you. Then first deliver whatever is asked, and whatever is asked with utmost sincerity. Then if it's so simple, ask questions. Why are you asking me to build this? Is there anything else that I missed? Be vocal, ask questions before directly jumping into development. Document it properly, whatever you are developing, right? And deliver it. When delivering it, express. All these things are important. And then deliver for small thing. Then again a small thing is given to you. Third time, fourth time, fifth time, that's okay, right? Because right now the need of the hour of the team is to fix the smaller things. And you are contributing to the success of the project by fixing the smaller things. Just a drop, right? That's important. When you keep doing this, you also sit with your seniors, mentors, understand what they are doing. Listen in this daily stand-up meetings, like we operate in Safe and Agile. If somebody else is explaining about their experience, listen in. Oh, they are working on that. What kind of business are they delivering? What does it needs for me to get there? Understand those things. That's all in the status meeting, very important. You just tell your status and shut off and then move on to your WhatsApp or Insta is not what is expected out of us, right? So that is what we are expecting from a youngster also. Now I tell all what is expected out of you. One more thing is, if you don't like anything, like in colleges, I know very long time there was ragging, bullying. Even now, if there is anything in the corporate world which you are not liking, for whatever reason, and especially women, right, voice it out. You will have your leaders, you will have your seniors, you will have somebody always there in and around, voice it out, right? Bearing something which is near to uncomfortable is also not acceptable, right? We are zero tolerant in our organizations. So if you have some scare, if you have to just ask for where is washroom, also voice it out, ask about it, whatever you don't like, voice it out, right? Don't take anything which you don't like in any corporate organization. That is one thing which I want or expected out of you. Now another one, if we tell code of ethics, things like that in our organization, there is for some purpose. You cannot use Teams channel, which is office channel or office emails, for your gossips or your chit chat or your friendly things, right? You have your mobile phones for that. Do not misuse any of your corporate assets. You're fresh from the college, you don't know sometimes, the limits of what is going on. But then when you go through that some trainings, security trainings, code of ethics trainings, there is real value why we are doing all of these things to you, right? And then there are prevention of sexual harassment training also there. You will understand your do's and don'ts there, right? So these are very important other than your core skills. So when you conduct yourself across all of these things, be curious, ask what is expected out of you, and if expected out of you is very complex one, you let them know. Sorry, I didn't learn that yet in my career. Help me understand, be my mentor, I will learn, right? And then I think you will get all the support. One of the initiative why we are here today is women empowerment, right? That one of the women associate can lean in onto the women associate, and how we can mentor the women community and pull them up, right, and make them stronger. That is one of the core purpose also for us why we are here today. And we want you to take that advantage and grab that leadership journey or the tech journey into the corporate ladder and also give the same to others. I think technical anyways is fine, but this is what I would suggest to expect.
So yeah, one thing I want to say, yeah, as I said, there'll be always deliverables. Okay, at the end of the day, we are all working for completing some deliverables. There will be at times where your manager or your lead, they will for whatever work you do, they will give you some inputs once, twice. As Sirisha was saying, it's okay to ask them what is that actually they are expecting, but it sometimes happens that they might whatever they say, you would not be liking, why is this lead scolding me? You see that as a scolding, but that's actually not the way, because you're all coming out of just from your graduation, right? So till now I don't think so nobody anybody would have scolded you, or you feel at corporate that something, it's like a bullying. But that's not bullying. You can even identify, is it a bullying or is it just scolding, or are they telling actually for you to grow? Okay, you need to identify that. You need to see what bigger picture they are seeing, for what this actual project is about. What is it that I am doing here? With me fixing this, with me developing this, what is that the project is gaining here? Why is my lead saying this multiple times? So get their feedback. Monthly or quarterly, okay, this is all for you to grow, right? Don't take it negatively. And as you said, there will be some people who are actually for your good, they say that okay, you need to learn this faster and all. There will be some people where we cannot go with this person. Okay, so they give you only once or twice chances, and they decide that okay, we cannot continue with this. So don't give them that chance. Also see what actually they are expecting from you. Okay, this will ease actually your daily activities. Okay, so that is one thing I want to add. And yeah.
You can come and collect your goodie.
She's got it.
Just one point.
Yeah.
So one point, when you step into corporate world, IT industry, it can be of any industry. So you saw that image, right? It can be financial services, media, healthcare, and so many areas are there, right? So when you get there, try to understand the domain along with what work is assigned to you. So you have that work, okay? So don't think that this work I got and I'll finish it. Just see that bigger picture, what they are doing, how they are doing, what is that domain. So if you should understand, right, you have to write some logic, you should understand what it is doing. So what business they are doing, who are the users. Not everything in one day you are going to get it. Slowly grasp everything, again, when I'm a movie buff, like PK taking all the knowledge or language at once, that's not possible. But that is the aim, okay? So you get all the domain knowledge. Even after 3 to 4 years, there is something new to learn. Because everything is evolving, everything is changing. So fast changes, you have to adapt. Even domain, domain also is changing. So it's not world changing, means not just world changing. The domain, the requirements are changing from the user itself. So try to understand. So if you have to understand what is changing, you should understand what was before. So understand the domain that must go along with whatever you work.
One more point adding to Pavani, the impact analysis is one key point that you should keep it in mind. So whenever you change a line of code, wherever it impacts. So basically the developers who actually, the freshers who start their development, right? So this they miss. They will do, acha, this is the functionality, acha, I need to change this, acha, I did. completed, but they never do the impact analysis, but it breaks the code in other functionalities. So that is one thing, just do the impact analysis also.
Thank you, panels. So for a change, I think one question will be asked to you all, and panels will decide whether you have given the right answer. Okay? So you all have heard about AI taking away the jobs. How do you justify? Do you justify that AI is taking away jobs? I think how many books we have? 3 or 4? 5. So the 5 girls will be getting, and panels should be convinced saying that, is it right or wrong? Who wants to go with that answer?
I guess if somebody has listened properly, Sirisha has already given the answer in the beginning of the session.
Yes, that's the reason I picked it.
Recollect that point.
AI.
Not necessary AI should replace now itself, maybe down the line also.
So,
you already know the answer.
Question is, everyone's mind, especially in this generation, saying that AI will take away our jobs, right? How do you see that? Who wants to go for the answer?
We have a person here, Bhavani, in the back.
Who's that? Okay. Oh, Tarini.
Hi, ma'am. So I don't think AI will actually take away all jobs, because even for AI to work, it is us humans who have to train it, make it work. So even though the opportunities might be less, we have to understand what the technologies are, how to implement them, and then we'll automatically get jobs.
Excellent. So panels?
She's an alert student in the class.
Okay, I think she has to share the goodie with someone. Whom do you want to pick?
Come on.
Any other thoughts? Who wants to go next? Okay, here.
Yeah. Okay, so I think if we use AI correctly, like in a way, like for the good cause, if you use, maybe it will help us, and we both, like AI and human, can together, like we can develop it much more, ma'am, is what I think. Instead of thinking in a way that AI will replace us, you use it in a better, like in a good cause, like you both work together, so that maybe then it will be helpful very much also.
What's the panel's take? Okay, please come. What's your name? Pravalika. Okay, Pravalika is take the goodie. Next. Who's the next
we have
person?
Something called ethical coding,
We have
ethical hacking, ethics in coding, right? So I think we should abide by that.
Who wants to go next? Okay, I think I'll give a chance to her.
Hello ma'am, this is Lakshmi Manasa from IT. So AI is replacing the humans, it's absolutely true. But the thing is, for even AI, we are training it. Actually, we recently heard in a movie, they used some Balasubramaniam voice for a song. So AI is replacing everything. In Japan and China, we are seeing that robots are serving, robots are doing the things. But the thing is, everybody should remember that even if it is a robot or anything, the human at the end, he should train it and he should do the functions whatever the human should do. Whatever the robot should do.
That is true, and we should have Balasubramaniam in us first, right? Who is top notch, right? And then AI could do something in a mix of Balasubramaniam or Arjit Singh or a fusion. But first of all, the core Balasubramaniam should be human, and then AI can do on top of it. You are absolutely right. There is smart way of using AI. There is a smart way of building that AI, and what goes beneath the search of the chat GPT and the databases, all what we spoke, is all technology. Usage is only peripheral, right? And then who is building that intel, and who is researching the next of Gen AI, right? That is also we only. I think that's true. That's right. Any different perspective?
We have.
Anybody else has a very different perspective?
Ma'am, I would just like to say that yes, it is completely true that AI is replacing jobs. Maybe in the future we'll also be jobless. But I think humans are so funny in a way that we are so lazy. We are so lazy. Right now AI is completing our assignments. But in the future we'll develop AI that will sleep for us. That will just get our degree for us. So in a way, we will never be jobless because of how lazy we are, and also in a way creative, I would say.
Right, lazy is the mother of invention, right? We all are lazy and we will invent something else. So innovation comes from lazy people only. They are not from hardworking people. So in a very different way, right? That you figure out creative thoughts.
Ma'am, I feel that AI will give even more jobs to us now, to especially to software engineers, because currently they say that we are in the era where it is a weaker AI, and we don't even, and they say that coming forward we'll have a super AI and general AI. So we don't even know what AI, we have not even explored it yet. So I guess AI will give more jobs to us, like doing research and getting to know different tools and developing tools. So coming forward, like 50 years from now, it will give more jobs.
I just have a different spin, okay, and then listen to it, how I think about it, so you can also think. All these jobs are for smartest people, smarter people who are able to learn and scale. As a human being, we'll all come with some IQ, right? In our class, there are toppers, there are mediocres, there are failure also, right? I do really empathize with the kids who are, like, not kids, teens, you all, right, or youngsters, who are on the borderline and who sometimes miss the bus and fail, and you have subjects left, maybe not Stanley, but in general, where the IQ is a bit less, right? Now in the restaurants, who is a bartender who serves, their IQ might not be that great that they scale up and they do. Tomorrow if robots are serving, then what happens to this bartender people, this bearer people, all these people, right? Who are not that tech savvy, in their lifetime they cannot learn something into technology and move ahead. So for the mediocre, for the poverty, for the intellectual poverty people, where human beings are not that great, for disabled people, for all those people, still AI will be a slighter threat. I cannot deny that fact, right? Not everybody is smart. There is an empathy in all of us needed, that what we will do to that community, right? While we grab jobs, while we earn money, while God has given us enough intellect to go and earn there, as a human being, what will I do to that community where God, or whatever, if you don't believe in God, they have born because of some superpower, right? So what are you going to do to them? That's also very important. Might not be with AI, but as a human being, you should always be careful of that zoner of people. Keep in mind there is a lesser IQ in this world also, and then how can you contribute, right? I will leave that thought. Everybody of you, if you pitch in that zoner and you make some life meaningful, then your AI, your technology skills and amazing, right? And that's what my other spin about AI is.
I want to mention one thing, that innovative ideas should be produced by an human, not with an AI. So AI that can't be replaced.
Your name? Rishika. Then good
Very,
one.
very,
yeah,
very
Rishika,
true.
please come and collect your goodie. Yeah.
Sindhil.
So the last, Sendil.
So innovation is core in our organization as well, right? We give utmost importance to innovation. We have innovation frameworks. We have how to ideate also sessions, right? Very cool things which are out there. Very important to ideate, innovate and bring new things into the world. Very, very well said.
So the last question to take for the day. Okay, there's someone. Your name? Girishma.
Ma'am, AI is a machine, so it makes mistakes. To recover that mistakes, to develop from those mistakes is also a big deal. So we humans, we actually, ma'am, as you said, they replace like who have low IQ levels. But there are situations which the robots crash, and they do make mistakes which we don't know that they are making. So coming to banking or something, this is very important. So they can't replace human in such situations. We rule them. So.
Thank you, girls. It was a very active and interactive two-way communication session. Sushma, would you like to call upon the last one and close the session?
Yes, I hope all your technical doubts are cleared. Nobody wants to listen anything else now beyond this.
Hungry.
Yeah.
I know you're hungry. This one last.
Yeah, please. Please, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, presenter over here. This is Supriya from EC background. My question is, what is the hiring process of Ness and how can a fresher get to it?
Hiring process for a fresher in Ness. That is what you wanted to know, right?
I think we do campus hiring for sure, right? And every year we do go to some of the campuses for hiring. Yeah, and then once we go, there are, like all others, we do have aptitude, we do have some questionnaire, final interview round and discussions and all. We keep changing. We are agile and innovative. We keep changing our format also so that you don't crack us, right? And then we are on top of the game than you. But then we do select very few people from few colleges. And then we see the success of this journey, right? And next year, do we really want or we don't want? Every year we can't keep bringing in new grads and then not make best use of you. If I don't pick, somebody else picks and your career would be great. So I need to understand my organization's aptitude to take you, to best utilize you. So every year we do that analysis that we need these many people from the college, and then we go to some of the colleges and we pick. For some reason for that year, if we don't think that this year we might not need you because we cannot do justice to you all, then we decide not to pick in that year, right? So that's short. And then once we come, then it's general standard theory, aptitude, interview. We figure out what is best. For every year we have a theme, right? This year innovation, digital engineering, product, domain, knowledge, etc. Now based on my vision which my organization, my leader wants to drive, I will focus such kind of mindsets this year. If next year is all automation, fast doing automation, testing, etc., that's core for my organization, accordingly I will pick up the candidates with that mindset and things like that. So that is on a very high level. I would not open up much because now that is leaking of my question paper.
Girls, whatever Sirisha had said in the beginning of the session, upgrade yourself. So whatever is the process, upgrade yourself, attend the interviews. As simple as that.
So thank you, girls. I think before we close the session, I can have a pic with all the group girls here. Can we all fit into one frame? Come on, girls.
Bhavani, one
power
small
please.
tip to that question. I keep on repeating the same thing. So concentrate on your fundamentals. Along with that, try to improve your problem solving skills. Okay? You understand what problem solving skills? No? You know? Do you solve any problems online? You have so many platforms, HackerRank, HackerEarth, many are there. Even LinkedIn gives you lead code, gives you so many problems, right? You can take few of them to start with. Do that problem solving. Your brain will work a lot, so if you do that. So obviously that will be informed like Virat Kohli and all. When you get any question, it will help you answer. So keep that form. Problem solving should be a constant learning.
Yes, finally concluding with vote of thanks. Ma'am, so on behalf of our entire student community, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to the entire team of Ness Digital Engineering for taking time to interact with us today, ma'am. Thank you so much. Your sessions were truly insightful and inspiring, from sharing real-world project experiences to offering clarity on emerging technologies, career opportunities, and essential industry skills. Every part of the session was incredibly valuable. And your guidance has given us a fresh perspective on the industry, and we will definitely take your advice into consideration as we move ahead in our career. And thank you once again for your time, efforts, and generosity in sharing your experience. Thank you so much. Thank you. We'll take the photo near the steps, so please everyone assemble there.